Okay. Draft should be started here. What a shame. I think we're having some issues with the draft. Okay, here we go. Officially going. So we have Ball and Cat 43 fans versus Droggernauts. And let's see how they're going to get this draft going. Instantly have a Thresh ban. I know that Doozle is a Thresh main on Droggernauts. He is very, very scary at Thresh. He does not care if you're playing Ezreal. He does not care if you're clean at sidestepping. He will predict your flash. He will predict your arcane shift. And he is very, very consistent on the Thresh. So I'm not at all surprised to see that pick gone. We're also getting a Jarvan ban from Droggernauts. I know that MC Fasho, who is their top laner, but typically a jungle main, is very, very skilled at Jarvan. So they're trying to just eliminate that overall. They don't want their jungler playing it either. Seeing a Vex ban from Ball and Cat fans here into a Janna ban from Droggernauts. I'm not sure who plays Janna. I assume their support, right? I'm not sure if that's something they planned for or if they could be banning that in order to prevent their comp getting countered. We have no idea what kind of comps are going to be run here, but we shall see. Draft is always the most interesting part, am I right? A Caitlyn ban for sure, very, very safe ADC, very strong in lane, good zoning potential, good priority. So they might be trying to weaken the Droggernauts bot lane here. Gonna see an instant Lee Sin pick from Ball and Cat fans. That could be for either MC Fasho or it could be for Donnie Tsunami. We're not too sure. Like I said, MC Fasho is a jungle main, so he may be looking to play some of his jungle champions in the top lane. And I know that Lee Sin can be quite the oppressive laner. He's not very popular in lane because he does have some pretty rough matchups, but we'll definitely see how that goes. Seeing the Ornn pick, the first pick top from Droggernauts. Ornn's a pretty safe pick. He can survive most lanes. And even if he can't, hey, as long as he's getting that XP, letting the waves crash when he can, then he'll be in a good spot to support his team regardless. Okay, and we're getting the Xayah pick from Droggernauts. It's a very, very safe pick, good for countering dives and things like that bot lane. So that could be a very, very smart pick into the Lee Sin if it is the jungle pick, but we'll have to see. I'm not too sure who's going to be playing the Lee Sin here. Then we should have, I believe, 2 more picks until the bans. My cam is blocking the DGN bans. My apologies. Let's just go ahead and get rid of this. You guys don't need to look at me anyways. Boom. There we go. Okay, we're seeing the Aphelios. I'm not too sure how well Aphelios does into Xayah. I feel like Xayah can neutralize the lane quite a bit. It's my understanding she's a pretty good neutral champion. She does have some decent poke, although I think that's going to depend heavily on what kind of guns Aphelios has equipped. We are seeing the Mordekaiser pick here as well, which is interesting because that's yet another pick that could be for jungle or for top. If you haven't seen the Mordekaiser jungle, he's basically the same as Mordekaiser top. You know, he farms for a little bit, gets some items, maybe a couple lucky kills, and then he comes in swinging that big fucking hammer. And he ults somebody, they cry, they get outstatted, completely outplayed, and it feels real bad to go against. You're going to be seeing the Nautilus here. I think that's a pretty solid pick for laning phase into the Aphelios. We will have to see what they pick for support, and it's a good thing they got the Janna out of the way if they are going to be running Nautilus. But regardless of that, that's going to be good into the Lee Sin as well. If Lee Sin wants to go into a group of 5 people and go for a clean insect hero play with the kick, Nautilus might have something to say about that, so it'll make him second guess himself a little bit. Back to the bans here, we are getting a Katarina ban from Droggernauts. But we know that JZ Jax is a Katarina main, I believe. It's definitely one of his strongest champions. So makes sense we're getting that out of the way, and I don't think Cat is quite a blind pickable champion, so it's a good call for them to go ahead and do that on the second round of bans here. Seeing a Swain ban as well. I know that Iceface, the Dragonauts mid laner, does play Swain. He plays it a lot whenever he plays bot lane as well, so curious to see what he's picking now. And the Orianna is going to be gone as well as the Akali. Akali is another one of Jay-Z Jax's picks in the mid lane, of course. And Orianna is just a very, very strong champion right now. She's definitely in the top 3 best mid laners for solo queue, at least in my opinion. And Orianna has always been a really, really solid pick for team-oriented gameplay, such as a tournament like this. So it's going to be cool seeing the Malzahar mid lane. Okay. Just judging the draft so far, it looks like they are putting a lot of power into the Xayah's hands here, as Malzahar is really, really good for peel. He's good for some, damage over time and things like that. He's really, really good for wave prio. But as far as in team fights, he can't really put out the same amount of damage that other mages can, such as the Orianna, the Syndra, even something like a Ziggs or Vhagar. Malzahar is more just, don't get near me or it's going to suck for you. Going to see a Lulu support picked by Ball and Cat fans as well. Pretty good pick with the Aphelios. I would say with this matchup in the bot lane, it is looking quite Ball and Cat fans favored. But I do have trust in the Dragonauts bot lane to kind of neutralize this out and get it ready. Oh my gosh, we're seeing the Hui pick. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing the Hui pick. The champion has been out for less than a week, and we're picking him in the tournament. I'm very, very excited to see this. I've been playing a lot of Hui myself, and he feels pretty strong to me. He's difficult to play, of course, because he's got a lot of options, so he takes a little bit of time to master, which is why I think he does have the win rate that he does now. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but he's got like a 30% win rate. Kind of crazy. I recall someone saying that it was the lowest win rate out of any mid laner released so far in League of Legends history. And the game's been out for what, 13, 14 years? So pretty impressive if you ask me. And we're seeing the Master Yi jungle. That is not at all what I expected, but hey, I'm down for it. I think Master Yi is actually really, really good into this team. He does need to be careful of the Lulu interrupting his plays, but as long as he plays properly and he's calculated, then we should be chilling. All right. Now, the one unfortunate thing about using the Spectate client here in League is there's going to be a little bit of a 3-minute delay. That's okay. We'll talk. We'll chill. Make sure that everyone is held accountable for their picks. Glad to see everyone in order as well. I'm very, very excited to see what the Hui gameplay is looking like for this match. Hui into Malzahar seems pretty solid. Only thing is obviously Malzahar has pristine gank setup, so if Hui is just very slightly disrespectful and Malzahar is able to get in on him, that's going to be a free kill for Yi. And we know that we do not want to Master Yi to snowball, because that gets scary real quick. Also, guys, let me know if there's anything wrong with the audio, or if the music's too loud, I'm not loud enough, game's too loud, etc. You might hear a little bit of a buzzing in the background. I apologize for that. My water cooler is actually slightly faulty, so it makes a loud buzzing sound. Sounds like a generator, but it's all good. Anyways, got the draft here. We're still waiting for everyone to lock in, get their runes ready, and then we will begin the 3-minute delay. What if we do a tier list while we're waiting? Those are always fun. Let's do a food tier list. How do you guys feel about that? Okay, just so you guys can see, 2 minutes 54 seconds on the delay here. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize that, and let's take a look. Let's take a look at the food tier list. We need something to do while we wait. Lots of fast food tier lists. I said let's just go with one of those. Now, I live in Texas, so I'm not going to have a lot of the same options you guys do. I actually don't like this tier list at all. There's a red food tier list. Rank food only, no drink sweets. Okay. Arby's. I haven't had Arby's since I was like, I don't know, 14. It's been over a decade. How do you guys feel about Arby's? I know that my lovely fiance, the Panda Queen, loves Arby's. She sometimes eats that for lunch at work. She likes those little chicken sliders. So for her, I want to put it in S tier, but due to my own personal bias, I'm going to have to put it in B tier because I did not really enjoy it whenever I ate it. But it does get bumped up a little bit because of her preference. Burger King, okay. You guys might hate me for this, but Burger King is definitely mid. Okay, maybe not F tier. We're putting it in D tier. I don't think Burger King is very good. It's actually quite bold of them to call themselves the Burger King, to be honest. Boston Market never had that before. Same with Bojangles. I think Bojangles is fried chicken, right? I don't know. I've heard good things, but it's not fair to rate it. Yeah, I'm not going to agree with the Burger King S tier. I do not like their food at all. Their burgers are mid. They're just mid. What can I say? Buffalo Wild Wings. I like Buffalo Wild Wings. We're going to put them in A tier. For sure. They have really good sides. Cane's is going S tier for me. Their sauce is unlike any other. I know some people can copy it and make a good recipe. But I've never had anything else like their sauce. And their crinkle cut fries are the best. Let's just be real. Church's, we're going to finish this fast because match is about to start. Church's is F tier. Chick-fil-A is S tier. Never had Checkers. Chipotle is S tier. Actually, I love Chipotle, but I have to move it to A tier because their quality is a little hit or miss. CC's is B tier. I don't know what Cookout is. Domino's S tier. They're the best fast food pizza by far, not even close. This is just a random picture of a burger. Oh, it's Dairy Queen. Okay, I think Dairy Queen burgers are actually pretty good. Firehouse S tier. Five Guys B tier. It costs way too much. Hardee's B tier. IHOP is C tier. In-N-Out A tier. Jack in the Box A tier. I've never had Jimmy John's. Jersey Mike's is by far the best sandwich shop. KFC is F tier. Little Caesars is A. McDonald's is C. Never had Moe's. You can put Panda in B. Panera in C. Papa John's is absolute F tier garbage pizza. Pizza Hut is A. Popeyes is B. Okay, you guys get the point. You guys get the point. Let's start on these actual matches. I hope you guys are ready. Long awaited. Okay, looks like we're starting the game on a pause as well. Okay, we're loading in. Might take a little bit of time because looks like the Dragonauts jungler had some PC issues, but this is why we allot pauses. In case you guys weren't aware, every team is offered 5 minutes of pause time throughout the entire series, so that's the whole best of 3. If they bypass that 5 minutes of pause time, they're not disqualified or anything. They will just have to play it out regardless of whatever the situation is, just so we don't keep everything paused for too long here. Let me go ahead and hop out of the Discord as well, and we can finish this food tier list. I think this is Qdoba. I've never had that. Steak and Shake is solid A. Sonic is C. We'll move that to B actually because their mozzarella sticks are really good. I just ate Shake Shack for lunch. That's definitely going into S tier. Subway is F tier. Taco Bell. Okay, look, I used to love Taco Bell, but their prices are insane nowadays. We're throwing this in B tier. It fits right there with Sonic. Whataburger's S tier. Lots of fun options. Waffle House, obviously S tier. Wendy's is the best fast food restaurant in the industry, just so you guys are aware. Which never had. Zaxby's, I tried this once. Nothing crazy. Hold up. Unable to download spectator data. I think it's because there is a DC. We'll try it again. This is the most scuffed tournament of all time, but hey, it's the first one, so bear with me here. Hold up.
He's in flash,
I
that's
don't
all I
think
know.
anyone else, yeah, I don't think anyone else
You guys are in game. Okay.
used their abilities.
Ooh, okay, we're finally getting this. Let's hope that we don't run into issues again here. Sounds like there's already gaming going on. I heard about a Lee Sin flash there. And let's hope that we don't run into issues with the spectator here, because that would be quite unfortunate. Perfect. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the games have begun. Once again, on the Juggernaut side, we have Fish in the top lane, a very, very good top laner. He's still relatively new to the game, but he has definitely impressed me with how fast that he's improved and just gotten a really, really solid basis for the game. Here we do have the pause we discussed earlier. I don't think it's too long. They just had Adrius Augustus, the Master Yi player, have some PC issues, but we are good to go after this. Anyways, Fish in the top lane versus MC Fasho. MC Fasho is a jungle main, a high emerald jungle main, and he is being put top lane for this tournament, as they do have Donnie Tsunami in the jungle on Lee Sin versus Adrius Augustus, however you pronounce that. Not too sure how that jungle matchup's going to go. I don't really know either of them too well. I've not seen them play too much, so that'll definitely be interesting to see. And then we're seeing Jay-Z Jax versus Iceface in the mid lane. I think Iceface prefers ADC usually, but he does have a really solid ADC and support on his team that wanted to play together, so they're opting to have him mid for now. They might change that in the future. And we are seeing an early invade here from Balling Cat fans. Let's see if they're able to get anything. We have a freeze, which is unfortunate. You know, it's the first game. It's got to be a little bit cursed, right? It's got to be slightly cursed. Okay, here we go. Really, really big knockup. Oh, Jay-Z Jax is actually going to go down, walking up a little bit too closely. MC Fasho as well is going to go down. I don't know what they were thinking there. I'm sure they had a plan. But the Ornn actually coming bot lane instead of creating a vision line for them to protect their top jungle actually made a really, really big difference there. Something tells me that would have gone very, very differently if Fish had gone top lane. So happy to see that. They're not going to be able to get the ward off of the red buff here. Oh, it looks like Fish is getting caught up. A really, really good hook by Rubik's McCubics. Seeing some sums blown here. That's not bad. Iceface is in a weird spot here, but I don't think he's going to get caught. Very good sidestep by him there. And now we're able to begin the laning phase. We're going to see some XP deficit from the top laners here, from Fish's side at least, just because he's going to be getting to lane a little bit late. We'll see if he uses that TP. He will. We've got no flash on the Lee Sin, we've got no flash on the Ornn, and no exhaust on the Nautilus. Exhaust will be up by the time they need it, I'm sure. But the flashes are a different story. That's a 5-minute cooldown, very, very long cooldown here. Whoopsies, sorry, 1 second. Okay. Let's see how this bot lane's going. Very interested to see here. We're gonna kind of let it auto-direct for a little bit. I know that mid lane is going to be a little bit sleeper. It's Malzahar versus Wei. These are two champions that are not very strong in the early game. The top lane I definitely think is going to have some action, as Mordekaiser is very dominant in lane. We have a really big wave, slow pushing into the bot lane here, but they're actually not going to be able to get the crash off. So they are in a bit of an awkward spot, although we do see the Juggernaut's jungler on the top side, so I imagine they understand they're safe to ganks since they do have a ward on his red buff. Since that red buff is still up, they understand that he's topside and that they're kind of safe to be in the position they're in now. It's very hard for Nautilus to play with a big wave like this. We do see Lee Sin pathing towards bot side as well. Some really heavy trading going on in the top lane. Mordekaiser using his fun haha shield button to block all of the brittle damage from the Ornn here. Seeing a good bit of poking on both sides in the bot lane. Once again, the sleeper mid lane. These champions are meant to perform later. Take a look at what's going on here. We're seeing both junglers do a full clear here. Typically, Lee Sin will look for a level 3 gank as he outperforms a lot of junglers early game. And Master Yi will typically just go for the full clear unless he sees something really, really free. Seeing a little bit of this Lulu poke damage come through. Can be quite menacing when you're playing an engaged support into it. Now they are committing for a hook trade here, but Doozle is taking way too much damage. They were able to get the heal from Luton, but they were able to get the flash from Xayah. They're going to be able to recall on the cannon wave here, which will give them a little bit of extra time to come back, but this crash is 100% going to go through, and we're looking at a good 6 to 7 minions lost here potentially. We're seeing Rubik's McCubix actually decide to stay. I suppose he wants to soak XP, and he does see that has Master Yi as bot lane. We could see a really nice play here. They have zero vision on him at all. We're going to see Rubik's McCubix flashing in. Got the hook off. This is going to be really, really big for Master Yi. Really big flash by him. He needs an auto or two to get the Q off. He decides against it. He's going to go back into his jungle to do the clear. And we'll see Lee Sin securing the top crab here. Now, as you can see, Ornn is in a very, very dangerous position here. Their jungler is topside, and the wave is currently frozen against him. So we'll see if he chooses to contest it, or if he chooses to take the recall and come back when it's a little bit safer. Do see some pathing here. We'll switch to red team vision. He has no idea that Lee Sin is here, so unfortunately I will say it looks like Fish will be going down here unless he outplays this. MC Fichot is a little bit late on the rotation upward, so he's actually going to get out of this gank scot-free. Be sure to let me know who you're rooting for in the Twitch chat here. Also, I want to remind you guys to keep in mind someone that you would like to nominate for the MVP of the tournament. This does not need to be a captain, and it does not need to be a player on the winning team. But the MVP will be granted the 3D printed trophy, one of the 3D printed trophies that we had prepared for this tournament. So definitely keep in mind who you're going to vote for. We'll be doing a vote after the very final match next weekend. Looking back mid lane, some standard wave clear versus wave clear, really, really good pryos. And it's looking like the Ball and Cat fans bot lane still have both flashes up, so they are going to be pretty safe to Yi ganks here. And we do have Lee Sin with the flash up to make the kick plays as well a little bit easier. Take a look at the scoreboard here. Oh, we do see a kill on Malzahar. I don't remember where that came in. That might have been early game during that invade. I wasn't sure who the first blood gold went to there. He does have a very tiny gold lead on the way here due to this. Okay, let's get the vision back. Malzahar is just an incredibly safe pick here. Sad to see the spell shield go down with Lee Sin playing a little close to mid here, but regardless of that, he does have ult to interrupt the Lee Sin flash or the Lee Sin ward hop behind him in order to kick him into Hwei. And to be real with you, I'm not sure if they have the damage to take down Ice Face here. Hwei's early game damage is very, very low. So we'll have to see how he wants to play this. Looks like the bot lane is scouting the jungle here, catching the Master Yi on his blue buff, but because the mid had priority, it looks like they're not going to be able to get anything done here. I'm curious to see what the Lee Sin does with this information. He's taking a lot of poke from the Aphelios here. He's getting 100% all in with no ultimate, pushed up a little bit too far on the wave here. Rubik's McCubix is going to try to get out but go down as well. A little bit of disrespect there for the Lulu Aphelios. Plus with the Aphelios hitting level 6 power spike before they did definitely makes a really, really big difference. Look at the top lane. Ornn's going to trade back as he should, even though it'll go into the shield. The least he will get grasp of the Undying procs. Heavy pressure around mid. And it looks like Mordekaiser's going to permanently have prio this game just because of the nature of the matchup. It's just kind of how it goes. Mordekaiser is very, very dominant in lane. He wins a lot of trades due to his AoE passive and his shield, as well as his just general end lane sustain with the heals that he has. So interested to see the first strike on the way here, actually. I've been running Comet myself. I feel like it's very easy to proc Comet. Not a bad trade for Fish here at all. Not a bad trade at all. I would take that. Curious to see what happens to the Herald. Looks like Lee Sin has left the red side jungle, and he will now be beginning the Herald solo. If they're not sure that he's doing this, then he's going to be able to get away with it, due to the fact that he has very, very good top priority. They do have mid priority, but Mordekaiser can just simply waltz down and ult somebody. We've got 2 ults from both teams that can just completely take someone out of the fight for a short duration. So looks like the Herald is going to go to Ball and Cat fans here, generating probably even amount of gold for Ball and Cat fans with the Dragonauts. Dragonauts has a bit of a gold lead, but this Herald's going to make a bit of a difference. Gold leads are pretty negligible at the moment. Not seeing a lot of ganks come out here, but this is to be expected. They're in communications. They're marking the jungler. People have good vision. Not to mention that Dragonauts has a very scaling jungler, or more of a mid-game jungler, I should say, that doesn't necessarily excel at ganks due to his lack of CC, but he does excel at killing enemy champions. Items in CS, yes sir. It's like we've got a bit of a CS lead in the mid lane from the Hui. Although quite a hefty item advantage from Malzahar. We do see Master Yi coming down here to commit onto the Lulu. Looks like Lulu's actually going to get out of this alive. Oh, she does not have ult, never mind. Oh, they are full committing this. We're going to lose anybody here. Very, very good job by Rubik's McCubics, drawing the aggro back after the Master Yi Alpha Strike in order to confirm that dive. Very, very well played by them. We might be seeing a solo bolo in the top lane. Very good sidestep by Fish. And that's actually going to result in a kill for Fish as well. So they traded 1 for 1. And it appears that the wave is actually pushing back into Fish here. So very, very well played by Fish. That is most definitely an advantage for Fish here. As you can see, he's quite behind in CS just due to the nature of the matchup. It's very, very hard for him to lock up. So very glad to see that go in Fish favored. Fish is favored, excuse me. I can't speak today. Okay. Good priority on the mid lane here. Let's stick to the bot lane. I think bot lane is where most of the action is going to be at for now. We are seeing an execution of the teleport advantage from MC Fasho in order to get this wave under and start the bounce back towards his side. Although Fish is not going to miss too much here, so it's all good. We're seeing a lot of wave clear and aggression from the Ball and Cat 43 fans bot lane this time. We're going to be taking the plates right under their nose. This is one of the issues with Xayah, is she's not the strongest early game. She most definitely excels in surviving and getting in consistent DPS and burst damage in team fights. We are seeing a TP from Dragonauts here. The Nautilus hook goes wide, but the ultimate will always hit. Uh-oh, we do have a collapse from 3 members of Ball and Cat fans. The Hui ult is coming through. Rubik's McCubics and Ice Face are going to go down. Doozle may survive here. A very good ult by Doozle. The E is not up, and it looks like Doozle was taken down by the Hui W. Long range artillery. It's relatively easy to dodge, but when you're using that Xayah ult, you do actually get a reduction in movement speed as far as I believe. So very well played by JZJax to kind of set that up while the Xayah was ulting to come down whenever she lands. So we're going to see a very beneficial slam from the Herald here. I imagine they'll be able to save this tier 2 tower here, but I don't think they can stop the Herald from slamming again. We will see. And we've got Donnie Tsunami invading the blue buff with all the space that they've made from this play. Fortunately, they will take down the Herald. That's some good XP for Doozle. We do have confidence that Doozle can scale into this late game. Take a look at the items again. We do have a lot of gold on some scary members of the Ball and Cat fans. However, the Master Yi also has quite a bit of gold himself. Malzahar is also in a good spot, which is important to keep in mind because a fed Malzahar is a very scary Malzahar. He can feel very unfair to deal with, regardless of if he's ulting you or not. If he's able to get multiple procs of that, the Megalithic Visions in a team fight, he is gonna burn you down. At this point, in the mid lane, I do believe it's gonna end up being Hui favored. Hui has finished his Leandries, making his wave clear much, much better, and he should be able to match the Malzahar pretty easily here. especially if he's waiting to use his QE, which is the big AoE rift thing. If he's waiting to use that until the Malzahar puts down his Voidlings, he should be able to beat him in wave clear pretty easily. We're going to see a recall from the Ball and Cat fans bot lane here. This is going to result in a free shove for Dragonauts here. So they might even be able to pick up a play or two off of this play. And we actually see the enemy bot lane roaming mid. I wish I could ping their mid laner and let them know. Looking a little bit scary for them. See what's going on in the top lane here. We do have a little bit of just kind of poking our nose in. Don't want to face check all the way. We don't want to throw away the lead that we have on the Master Yi. As you know, Yi can one-shot people very easily, but he can also get one-shot very easily. So don't want to be throwing away that shutdown for no reason. Looks like they're going to play this a little slow and safe here. Looks like they did send their bot lane top lane in order to try and get a lot of tower damage. If Fish doesn't get any support here, he's going to have to give this tower away. There's not really any answer he has for them. You do see the Ornal going through onto the Aphelios, but Master Yi decides to go for the Lulu instead, which I think is a smart play. Lulu should go down seamlessly here. And very good W by the Master Yi, but it looks like the burst still comes through afterwards. And Luton is going to be able to turn this with that just raw Aphelios damage. He did have the Infernum gun, I believe is what it's called. That AoE one does just tons of damage. So I imagine we're going to see the bot lane fall here. We'll see if Dragonauts takes advantage of this ult advantage they have. Looks like they're not going to engage here. They don't know where the Lee Sin is. They don't have him on vision yet, but they can assume that he's topside. Looks like we're going to be seeing a full swap here. I imagine we're sending Fish bot lane. Master Yi is going to come pick up this wave, which he's very happy about. Although, this Herald is definitely going to Ball and Cat fans, and I would be pretty worried with the amount of gold that Luton has on him right now. A Fed Aphelios is a very scary Aphelios, that's for sure. If he's able to position well, get a good ult off in fights, it's going to be very, very tough for them to deal with it. Fortunately, they do have Xayah. They do have Malzahar. They do have some options to deal with him. And as long as we can get those Lulu cooldowns, Master Yi will be able to pop off in these fights as well. Looks like Dragonauts is going to have to give away this tower. See if they overstay a little bit too long. Lee Sin might be looking for the insect play here. Very, very good CC by the Nautilus here. They're actually turning this not too badly. We have Master Yi on the way up. This is very, very turnable. Oh, we have an almost solo kill mid lane. Both mid laners very low. We'll go back to top lane here. And a very, very good opening for the Master Yi. The Ornal was coming through, but the Lulu with the perfect polymorph. Let's see. Can Master Yi clean it up? He most definitely can. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a 6-1 Master Yi with Blade of the Ruined King. Willing to bet that he has his Gensu's finished after that play. This is very scary, guys. This could go either way. This is a wildly, wildly close game. I'm excited to see what happens. Bit more stabilization here. We're going to see some resets coming out and see if the Dragonauts bot lane decides to go for this top tower. Looks like they do. Very smart play by them. They have the Demolish as well to make quick work of it. And we do have a dragon spawning very soon. We're going to see resets. And I fully expect both teams to group here and just play around the dragon as 5v5. I don't think they get a ton of value by split pushing the side lanes here. Top lane's the only real lane that Ball and Cat fans could get value for. But we will see. We'll see how it goes. We do have MC for show on the Mordekaiser pushing top lane to pressure this tower and get the waves in, but he does have teleport in order to show up to this fight. Looks like we're getting a lot of space and vision for the Ball and Cat 43 fans in their bot lane. They want to look for an engage here, but they don't want to face tank. They don't want to face check. Waiting for Adrius to get that blue buff. It looks like he leveled up off of that as well. A little bit of boxing going out in the mid lane. Xayah needs to watch for the Mordekaiser roll here. And we do have Rubik's McCubic's a little bit out of position here, hooking with no one to follow up. But he is getting the cooldowns, which matters. Their key here is to get all the cooldowns so that the Yi can go in. And it looks like Ornn is going to be this scary guy. Mordekaiser is going to ult the Ornn here, resulting in a kill for them. A very, very big advantage for this dragon fight. But we do see Yi picking up the Mordekaiser as well. So both top laners out. both with very impactful ultimates. We're going to see how they want to play this. Now, Adrius is going to farm his Gromp here, and it looks like they're actually just going to give away the dragon and trade a couple of waves mid and just let it go. Doozle's going to have to back up here. I'm sure he's aware. He did opt to use his flash in that situation. We are seeing Rubik's McCubics possibly getting picked here. Very, very big ultimate by the Aphelios. It's going to take down Rubik's McCubics. Very, very good siege by them. They have the Herald. Dragonauts was not able to fight over the dragon here. We're starting to see Team Ball and Cat fans really make a comeback here. And there's unfortunately nothing that Iceface can do here to hold this wave down. He might be able to clear the wave, but I think the tower's going to fall anyways. Looks like no. They're going to give it away. They understand how much of a threat this Master Yi is. And when they don't have Mordekaiser there to ult him, or any other form of peel really besides the Lee Sin kick, they're just going to play it safe. Back to a neutralized state. Going to be sending both bot lanes mid. We do have a bit of movement coming from Ornn into the mid lane here. If he's able to find an ult on them, there is a small chance they could get something done before the Hui and Lee Sin rotates, but it looks like he's going to opt to go back for the top lane. When you're in very close situations like this, it is very important that you play it slow, you assess all of your risks, and you keep the side lane shoved out after all. The farming never stops. You need to make sure that you don't lose your lead just by hovering every single fight when you're not sure what's going to happen. You see that a lot in solo queue, and a lot of that is because there is no communication between teammates really. But in this case, they're all communicating together, so the plays are going to look a little bit different, and the decisions are going to be made a little bit faster. And we've hit our lull state of the game, which is fine. We do have Baron up right now. We'll see what the vision's looking like. The vision on both teams is looking really good, but I do understand the fear of simply walking over. It looks like Master Yi is going to full commit to the Mordekaiser here. Should have Q back up. I imagine he does not win this. Very, very bold by Master Yi to do that. I think there was a chance he wins if he dodges the Mordekaiser pullback. He would have been able to get off additional autos. And then get his Q back off as well. Looks like the Ornn ult is going to go wide. Nautilus ult out. And this is looking very, very terrible for Ball and Cat fans as they do have the cooldown advantage. The Hui ult is coming through. Lots and lots of damage coming through. Luton is going to get Malzahar ulted, but he does have QSS. They need to play this very, very carefully here. Getting some good damage in by the Xayah, but the zoning control of Hui is just far too strong. It's like they're going to lose those trades just a little bit. They're going to have to pray for a very, very good engage and execution by the Xayah here if they want to make something happen. But it does look like Ball and Cat's 43 is going to be taking down this mid tower. We're posturing. Oh, looks like Mordekaiser might be getting picked here. He does not have his ultimate up, but neither does Malzahar. So they're going to have to play this slow. Looks like Master Yi will come in for the slice, and dice. Take down Mr. Mordekaiser. I believe that was a shutdown as well. Was that a shutdown? It was a shutdown for 150 gold, but Mordekaiser did also take Master Yi shutdown as well for a solid 450 gold. So that is a scary Malzahar, that's a scary Hui, and that's a scary Aphelios. Who can win? The Master Yi with a coordinated team that's willing to back him up? Or are we going to see some excellent individual play from Jay-Z Jax and Luton in this game? We'll see. Got the items pulled up again. We do have Master Yi with the Bork and Tagensus, and it looks like that's a Wit's End, I believe. I don't know what else the Axe builds into. I could be wrong. We'll be seeing that. And a full Jack show on the Ornn. We do see Ball and Cat fans starting up the Baron here. We do have Ornn bot lane with no teleport, so he's going to have to commit to this tower and keep pressuring the side lane in order to prevent an MC Fisho from teleporting. They want to try and trade something here. A steal attempt from the Xayah. Did not go through, unfortunately. That is a Baron for the Ball and Cat fans. And I will say, the siege potential of Ball and Cat fans is pretty scary. just because they do have the Hui, they do have the Lulu in order to counter the engages, and they do have the Aphelios for that long-range damage. Now, as a trade-off, we do see Draugr actually getting a lot of priority over this dragon here. They have good space made, they have good vision, and if the Hui decides to face check before the Mordekaiser here, he will get Malzahar ulted and completely deleted. We'll see Malzahar ult on. He did not Malzahar ult him. He's going to let them duke it out in the arena. Are seeing some decent damage from the Malzahar. The Master Yi has gone in, got Hui ulted, was not able to continue this fight. But we are seeing Doozle absolutely pop off in this fight. A lot of DPS coming out. We'll see if he can turn this. And he cannot, unfortunately. That was a pretty close fight. That was a pretty close fight. I think maybe if they were able to burst that Mordekaiser a little bit sooner and have the team continue the rest of their push into Ball and Cat fans, then that could have been favored for the Draugr. It was very, very close. Sorry about the scoreboard, guys. I'm still getting used to this. I'll try and keep it up. Nothing going on right now. We do see the Master Yi is still very strong, but that Aphelios is terrifying. He has the QSS as well, which is going to straight up counter the Malzahar. Malzahar is going to have to make a decision on who he needs out of this fight. In my opinion, I'm thinking if MC Peugeot keeps walking up the way he is, that he should just get it targeted out, prevent him from ulting whatsoever, so that way you guys can just play out a 4v5, but we'll see. Back to a lull state here. No Baron, no Dragon. The Dragon has gone over to Ball and Cat fans. We are seeing a pretty big advantage from the Ball and Cat fans here when it comes to Dragons, Barons, and Gold. And Towers as well on top of that. But I think Draugr are still in the game. I think they have a really, really solid chance, especially if the Master Yi is able to perform in these fights. There's still a very, very good chance that they can turn this around. It's not over yet. This has most definitely been a slaughter fest, Neo. This is 35 kills in 25 minutes. You know, some of these games, people playing really, really safe, preserved. They just want to scale up and play for the fights later on. And you can go 20 minutes without seeing more than 5 kills. Trying to push a little bit of this Baron advantage. It looks like that Baron will be ending very, very soon. We're seeing them collapse on MC Peugeot here. Master Yi is very, very good into Mordekaiser, just because he can shred through a lot of that HP. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to escape here, but he's going to do as much damage as he can before he gets out. That was a fantastic rotation by the Ball and Cat fans here. They did get out the Lulu ultimate as well. Ooh, the ult from Luton goes wide on the Aphelios just by a little bit. But it looks like Hui is going to be getting some very, very impressive damage off here. Good flash by Rubik's McCubics to prevent the damage. Gonna insect on this Malzahar, but he's gonna flash away, get the Malefic Visions onto the Lee Sin. It's gonna do damage, but it won't succeed in the kill. Seeing a very, very big engage by Fish here, but his team is not here to follow it up, so he will be, unfortunately, out of this fight. Maybe there's a chance we could have seen some DPS from Xayah there, but I do understand the risks involved here. They did use a lot of cooldowns there, though, so surprised to see them not commit to that fight a little bit harder. Got Xayah holding her own up here, trying to clear this wave to save this tower before it's too late. Gonna have to walk up aggressively in order to get the jump on this wave before they get a little too much tower damage. Looks like we might be seeing a little bit of an overstay from Ball and Cat fans here. They're starting to recognize that as well, so they're dipping out now. They don't want the Yi picking up a quick little quadra kill here. Very good zoning from the Hui here. That root lasts quite a significant amount of time. They were able to catch the Hui here, but he's going to walk out scot-free. And now it's time for them to get some more vision over the objectives here. Looking at the tab here, we are seeing a Rallies from Malzahar, which I think is a core item on him. I think it's very, very important to get it, especially against a team like this. If he can get the Malefic Visions on anybody, then they're automatically in a bad spot, because not only are they at risk of being Malzahar ulted, but they're at risk of getting caught out due to that slow. Lingers for a very long time with that damage over time. Looks like Fish is going to be getting caught out here. Unfortunately, they're sending a lot top for him. and it doesn't look like his team is going to be able to capitalize off of this at all. They don't have any of the waves pushed in. Let's look at mid lane. Maybe see some sort of engage from the Nautilus here. All cooldowns up. And we are seeing a TP from the Ball and Cap fans behind from the Hui. Not too sure what Hui's plan is here. He is creating a lot of pressure, forcing them into retreat. So this actually will result in a top tower for the Ball and Cap fans, but it may also result in a death for Mr. Hui here. So we'll see how this goes. We're not seeing the ultimate come out from Doozle there. We are seeing a very good flash root. A dodge? This is a Master Yi dream right here. He's going to be able to clean everyone up. Oh, it's hard to tell in the spectate that Nautilus was ulted there, but yes, MC Fasho is going to go down. Oh, never mind, a very good flash from MC Fasho, and now his team is here to back him up. The Lulu ult has come out. He has no support. Rubik's McCubix is just a little bit too low to get in there, unfortunately. This is starting to really look in favor for the Ball and Cap fans, but this has been a very, very close match. I'm excited to see. Whoops, sorry about that. Sometimes the league client does this. Oh no. There we go. Are seeing a Baron to the Ball and Cap fans here. They have a lot of really good tempo. And it looks like they're going to be able to move over to this dragon effortlessly. Their team is in a really good spot. Wei is a little bit late, but I don't think it matters. They're going to be able to zone off the Dragonauts here. It is 30 minutes in the game, so the death timers are very long. If Dragonauts is able to swing one fight in their favor, that's all they really need to break open those towers and the inhibitors onto Ball and Cat Sides fan. Ball and Cat Sides fan. Man, why am I casting this? I cannot speak. In quite a lull state here, they're just kind of waiting. The Dragon Soul did go over to Ball and Cat fans. Very, very scary situation for Dragonauts, but like I said, there is a very small chance they could bring it back. I think they played very, very well in the early game, but we saw some very impressive rotations and macro plays by the Ball and Cat fans here. And Fertile Soul is definitely not something you want to see on a Hui either. It's just a ton of damage coming out. We may be able to see a pick on the Malzahar here. This is actually very good. JZ Jax is going to go down because of the Comet or not. The Lulu ult's going to come through and save him. That is very unfortunate. Very well played by Iceface here, trying to get that pick off, because if that Hui goes down, their siege power decreases by a lot. You're going to be shoving out mid lane here to kind of give a little padding to that mid inhibitor, but it looks like Ball and Cap fans are going to be sieging the bot lane here. And there's unfortunately not much that they're going to be able to do here. Yi has to find an entrance. They know that the Lulu ult is down. They're going to need a really, really good engage here. Nautilus taking a lot of damage, Hui getting off a very impressive ultimate. And ladies and gentlemen, this looks like game for the Ball and Cap fans. They should be able to end effortlessly here against just a Malzahar and Ornn. They unfortunately won't have the damage to take them down. But I think this is a very close, well-played game by both teams. And we are going to see the very first series, very first match of the very first series of the Winter Wonderland tournament go towards the Ball and Cap fans. Alright. We're moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me while I get this set up again. Let's get everyone back in here. And we will... Oh, excuse our messages prior. Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Get everyone in here. We're going to see what side Rubik's wants for his team. They have opted to take the blue side, which is generally the preferred side for a few reasons. Let's go ahead and get this draft set back up. DGN on blue side this time. And then we are going to have Domino's S tier. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, Donnie. Maybe you just don't know what to order. I think that's the problem. Okay. I think that's the problem. You gotta go with that garlic parmesan sauce with the feta cheese. Okay. That's just what you do. Alright, we're getting the draft link sent to everyone. Just bear with me for 1 second here. Oh, can someone let me join spectators so I'm not messing up all the... Okay, thank you. Alright, draft screen is back. Let's move the client over. Stream back up. Alright, we should be preparing for the draft here. All said and done. I realize everyone has the spectate link, so I don't have to send it to them individually here. Start draft when ready. I'm going to throw this on my other monitor, and we'll get back to the tier list. This one's been completed. Do you guys have other recommendations for tier lists? We did a vegetable one the other day. That one was pretty cool. But we will have to wait a few minutes here for the draft and for the spectate delay as well. Once again, we'll have Juggernauts on the blue side, and we'll have Ball and Cat fans on the red side this time. I'm excited about this upcoming game because that game was actually pretty close. There were a couple of small mistakes there that I think lost Juggernauts the lead, but I think they had a very, very good chance of bringing that back or just snowballing that into a win from the beginning. They had a pretty good start there, so I'm very excited to see what's popping. Looks like we're getting ready to start the draft. One moment. I don't want to advertise for Starbucks here, but they just take up my whole screen, it looks like. Okay, it looks like draft is starting. Supposedly. Yes, draft has begun. And while we're doing draft, you guys should let me know what tier list you want to do. Seeing the Jarvan ban as expected from Juggernauts. Don't want to be seeing that Jarvan top, it's very spooky. Swain ban once again, and a Lulu ban from Juggernauts. Not surprised to see that one. Lulu is a very, very strong and underrated champion. She's even a good solo laner. Lots of neutralization in the laning phase, and a lot of poke potential too if your opponent's disrespectful. Very good gank setup too. Lulu is a very underrated champion. The Vex ban coming through. As expected, you don't want to see a Vex on the Juggernauts team. I know Iceface plays Vex, and he's very, very spooky on that pick. And we're seeing the Lee Sin and the Jaina bans come through. Pretty consistent bans from Dragonauts here. And we are seeing the Garen first pick. Very happy to see that. We know that Fish is a Garen specialist. Very, very good at the laning phase. Good at getting that wave priority. And an absolute menace in the late game. Coming in for the silence spin into Demacia combo. We are actually seeing a Teemo pick from Ball and Cat fans here. Now, you guys might think that Teemo is just a troll pick. You might think it's a little disrespectful. But especially with the way the items have changed and just the meta in general has changed nowadays, Teemo can actually be a very, very good pick. The blind is a pest to deal with. The shrooms cause half your team to get sweepers when they might not want to. I know when I'm mid against a Teemo, I'm getting sweeper every time. And Teemo is also, from what I understand, a decent pick into Garen. I know it can go both ways. If Garen is aggressive enough at the right times and he sees those windows of opportunity, like for example when the blind is down, or if he has a summoner spell advantage, he can most definitely just one-shot that little rat out of existence. So, seeing a Cassiopeia in the middle lane as well as a Hecarim in the jungle from Ball and Cat fans here. Cassiopeia, I believe, is a very hard champion to execute, but I know that JZ Jax is quite mechanically talented as he's a Katarina player, so definitely excited to see how this Cassiopeia goes out. We are seeing a Karthus Senna. I'm assuming that's a Karthus Senna bot lane since they are running AD top, as well as the heavy AD Senna support. Could be a Karthus jungle, but I'm willing to bet that that's a Karthus bot lane. This bot lane is very, very good at neutralizing the laning phase, and they could definitely win lane if the opponents are disrespectful. But the most important thing is that Karthus is able to scale up. And obviously Senna will just naturally scale by existing, picking up those souls or whatever they are, spirits. I'm not sure. The stacks. The stacky stacks that she gets. Nothing's a troll pick when you're 4 divisions above your opponent, man. I mean, that's true, but I don't really think they're actually 4 divisions apart. I think Fish is much better than the rank that he's at currently. He just doesn't play a lot of ranked. Like I said, he's new to the game. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had him in the tournament. It wouldn't have felt fair. But I definitely think that he can match up with these players. I don't think he played last game badly at all. So, we'll definitely see how it goes. Seeing the Lux and Nami ban from Dragonauts and the Orianna Syndra ban from Ball and Cat fans, it appears that Ball and Cat fans understands the mid lane meta pretty heavily right now. Syndra and Orianna are definitely taking over solo queue and most of the rank ladder in a lot of regions right now. They've kind of gone untouched for some reason, but I know the new season has a lot of new items and changes for mages. A lot of them are... Sorry, I lost my train of thought. A lot of them don't have health anymore, which makes mages a little bit weaker in that sense. They've traded some of the health for AP, so we'll see how that goes next season. And it looks like we've got some JZ Jax doubters in the chat. And that is okay. You can take that up with JZ Jax. I will not slander our mid laners as a fellow mid laner. We welcome a little bit of flame, though. It's okay. It keeps the competitive integrity high. Just a little bit. Go into his room and tell him he sucks. That might be a little bit demoralizing. Or it could actually fuel his fire and make him pop off. So we'll see if he proves you right this game. I think Cassiopeia is a pretty mechanically intensive champion. You know, a lot of ADC players, not all of them, but a good portion of them, utilize the attack move strategy whenever they're kiting in really stressful situations. Cassiopeia needs to kite in a similar way that most ADCs do, but she does not get the option to attack move since all of her DPS comes from the little claw things that she sends out. 3 enchanter bans into the Senna pick. I respect it. Well, good. We are seeing a Tristana pick. I think that's Tristana mid and a Mordekaiser jungle. So I think we're seeing Karthus ADC, Senna support, Tristana mid, Mordekaiser jungle, Garen top, with Teemo top, Hecarim jungle, Cassio mid, Nautilus Varus bot lane. There's a very scary bot lane on the Ball and Cat fan side, but I do believe they'll be able to neutralize that pretty well. Alright, draft's ready. And we're just going to wait on them to start that, and then we'll get through that spectate delay as well. Back to the tier list. What can we do? There's a video game franchises. See, I play League of Legends and I play Overwatch. So I don't really know about this. Street Fighter. Oh, okay, so in our server we actually have a lot of fighting game players that are actually insanely good at fighting games. And most of their opinion on Street Fighter seems to be that it's pretty good, but it depends on which one. So it doesn't feel fair for me to vote on this one. I have played Street Fighter, but I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to put it in very good. See how that goes. Red Dead. I think Red Dead's very good. I haven't played a ton of it, but the first one and the second one were solid games. They're a lot of fun. Anything made by Rockstar like that, where you get the opportunity to do whatever you want, it's open world, it's pretty fun. Halo. I mean, is this Halo 1 or what? We're going to put this one very good too. Grand Theft Auto. We're going to put that in Masterpiece. I don't think it was perfect when it came out. I'm referring to Grand Theft Auto 5 as the other ones are years and years old. Grand Theft Auto 5 is the most recent one. I think that game's a masterpiece, especially with all the updates they made to it. Anybody that likes Grand Theft Auto is allowed to do what they want in this Grand Theft Auto. That's all I gotta say. Mass Effect, never played this. I think I did play a little bit, but I didn't enjoy it. But I'm not really much of a single player game player. The Sims, we'll throw that in very good. I know it's very critically acclaimed, I suppose. Never played Castlevania. Resident Evil, I think, is good. It's not the perfect game, but it's very good. Is this King of Fighters? We'll throw this in here for my fighting game friends. Mortal Kombat, I hear from most of the fighting game community, is one of the weaker ones. I don't know what this versus thing is. Battlefield 3 and 4 were masterpieces, in my opinion. They were very buggy and glitchy. But it is what it is, you know. Halo 2 is good. I actually never played Halo 2. I only played Halo 3 and Halo Reach and Halo 4. GT above Halo. I mean, that's just how it is, man. I mean, that's the thing about GTA, though, right? Is if you don't like those types of games, you're going to put it really, really low on the tier list. But people who like that game really, really like that game. You could say the same for Halo 2, but I only put it a little bit lower because apparently Halo kind of fumbled the ball a little bit when they came back with a lot of their games. Medal of Honor, I'll put it above average. I mean, it was a good shooter back in the day. I played it when I was a kid. Minecraft, I have to put this in Masterpiece, even though I technically don't love Minecraft myself. Every time I play Minecraft, I do the strategy where I go down and mine for diamonds before I get anything. And then I find a bunch of diamonds and I get 360 no-scope by a skeleton, and I just want to bawl my eyes out. So I don't really play Minecraft anymore because I'm kind of bad at it. Forza, never played, not a racing game guy. Call of Duty used to be really good. I haven't played any of the recent ones. I stopped playing after Call of Duty Ghosts. That one ruined it for me, ruined the whole franchise. I have no desire to go back to that game. I've heard Doom's a masterpiece. I know it was kind of revolutionary for its time, so we'll throw that up there. Guilty Gear, I know my fighting game friends like that one, so we'll throw that there. Persona, never played. Wolfenstein, I never played, but I heard it's a classic. I don't know what this game is. Never played. Yeah, I'm not the person to be doing a game tier list like this. Okay, the Lego games are always critically acclaimed. Everyone loves them. I don't love them myself, but we'll throw that up there. Elder Scrolls, I feel like we have to put in Masterpiece as well, right? So many people are obsessed with that game. Man, I don't have... Holy, there's a lot of games here. Okay, where's Elden Ring? We just have to put Elden Ring at the top real quick. That's all we have to do. State of Decay, this game's actually pretty decent. Rock Band would definitely go in a Masterpiece. Left 4 Dead was solid. Portal was solid. The Last of Us was solid. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing any of the From Software games here. I could just be looking over them, though. Overwatch is kind of bold to be in here. As an Overwatch player, I'd put that pretty low. Far Cry was good. Far Cry 3 and 4 were good. I'll say that. Anyways, the delay's over. We're moving on. It's time for some League of Legends. Okay, here we go. We are seeing Tristana and Cassiopeia in the mid lane. I think this matchup could go either way. It is quite a skill check, I believe. think Cassiopeia has a lot of options to deal with the Tristana. Actually, I know that Tristana's one of Tristana's advantages in laning phase is being able to get those really big bursts of damage off by jumping onto their head with a bomb, hitting those Halo Blade stacks, and getting that really, really big burst of damage. But the problem I'm seeing with this is if Tristana's not able to get that last proc on the bomb and reset her jump cooldown, she might not be able to get away from the Cassiopeia, and the Cassiopeia may just out DPS her in this instance. And if Cassiopeia is smart with her W as well, then she can just prevent that jump entirely. So I might put this a little bit in Cassiopeia's favor as far as champion to champion matchup goes, but we'll see. Bot lane, we are seeing the Karthus and the Senna versus the Varus and the Nautilus. Exhaust on the Varus, Ignite on the Nautilus. We do have Teleport on the Karthus, which is a very, very big thing to consider. They can kind of mess up the wave and get away with it as Karthus, just because they do have that TP advantage. And Senna with the fleet footwork is going to be able to sustain pretty well, as I don't imagine she's going to be getting poked out too much by the Varus. Just because, you know, Varus has to spend mana and all that cool stuff and get stacks if he actually wants to do damage. So then we are seeing the Mordekaiser versus the Hecarim jungle. And we are seeing the Teemo versus the Garen. We are seeing Ghost Ignite from the Garen, which is surprising to see. I know that Garen really likes Flash in order to surprise his opponents and kind of lock them into that full silence and one-shot combo, but we'll see how that goes. If you guys have any predictions on who you think is going to win this match, just go ahead and throw them in the chat. I do believe in Dragonauts on this one. I do believe. I think that they have a really, really good chance to win. I think they need to team fight a little bit more whenever they are at advantages. I think the last game they may have failed to see a couple of those advantages, and it unfortunately, those tiny mistakes really kind of put them down. We are going to see Karthus get hooked here and ignited, forcing him to flash instantly so he doesn't go down. He doesn't want to give up all of this pressure whenever he has a big wave crashing into him in the bot lane here. He needs to be able to collect this wave without forcing the TP and getting poked as soon as he comes back as well. Look at the starting items of everyone here. Garen, of course, with the Dorn Shield against the Teemo. And we're seeing the Shield jungle item by the Mordekaiser, and we're seeing the Speed jungle item by the Hecarim, which are both to be expected. I think Mordekaiser can get away with running the Speed one as well. But I definitely understand the green one. The green Pokemon, if you will. Standard starting items by pretty much everyone. Nothing too interesting to see here. Teemo lane is going about how you would expect, but fortunately Fish is going to be able to clean up a lot of this wave and get it pretty safely. He's not going to take too much damage because he has the Dorn Shield as well as the Garen passive. So Garen is chilling right now. Garen is absolutely chilling. Looking to see a slow push going into the Ball and Cat side here. But Karthus is a little too afraid to walk up and continue that slow push into Crash, just because the Nautilus hook is so threatening. We do have the pink BMO skin, ladies and gentlemen. MC for show with the pink BMO skin. There are no other Teemo skins in my opinion. This is the ideal one. Look at that little stinger. It's perfect. It's pink and he's a bee. What more could you want in a League of Legends skin? We are seeing some action in the mid lane here. Good gank by the Hecarim. Unfortunately, we missed the action. We were too busy looking at the Teemo skin, but that's how it goes. I can't catch everything. Hecarim helping the Cassiopeia push. That's a scary advantage for the mid lane here. It looks like Cassiopeia did not get the kill. It was given over to Hecarim, which I think is fine. I think Cassio can still kind of neutralize out this lane a little bit and not have too many issues. Whereas Hecarim is most definitely a scaling champion. Nowadays at least. He used to be very strong early. Might be able to see a rotation from the mid lane here. Hecarim does not have Ghost. There's a chance they catch him out, but it looks like he's just a little bit too late on the rotation. He just got back to lane, so he didn't have a lot of time. So we're going to see Donnie get out of this one. Looking at the bot lane here, Dragonauts are in a very uncomfortable position with the wave state currently. Although if Luton wants to tank all these minions, it's going to be a little rough for him. Fortunately, the waves arrived. So walking up for the poke, tanking a little bit of aggro. And since their wave is so big, they've built up such a nice slow push here, it looks like they're going to be able to successfully get this crash off without really being at risk of anything, especially after knowing the Hecarim recalled. Okay, I said we could take some flame from the players, but I absolutely refuse to have flame over the Q Teemo skin. It's not allowed, and you will be permabanned. I mean, it is what it is. Rules are rules, man. You gotta respect the team. Yes, Laughing Raccoon, this is game 2. The first game went over to Ball and Cat fans, although it was pretty close. They were able to secure a couple of team fights there at the end, and some pretty good rotation and macro play there in order to secure their victory. So we'll see how it's going. We have Ball and Cat fans on the red side, and Dragonauts on the blue side currently. They did switch sides after last game. Do a stack check on the Senna. Senna is at 15 stacks, which I honestly have no idea if that's good or not. I don't play Senna myself. I just know when I see the stacks, it's scary. Well, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. This is game 2. And if this game is a victory for the Ball and Cat fans, we will be already moving on to the second series of the day, which will be, Crown Box versus Sims for Scuttle. We'll see how it goes, though. Expect delays, I would say. I don't think this game's going to go on for another 40 minutes, but if it does, we'll be late for the 4 p.m. And if it doesn't, there's a chance I don't win either, so see how it goes. Teemo building up a really big slow push into the Garen here. It's beneficial for Teemo in the sense that he can kind of roam around, get vision, and have that priority for everyone else. But Fish doesn't really mind too much here because he's still going to be able to collect a lot of his CS and XP. So pretty much a stalemate up here. As you can see, Fish is playing very well. Doing what he can do. Yes. Sorry, I'll get better about pressing the tab. We have Cassiopeia going into the Dark Seal. We have Tristana with the early boots into a dagger. Attack speed's always really, really good on Tristana. She can build attack speed and attack damage for just insane value on both. Tristana's a very strong champion, but both these middle laners scale very, very well. And I am curious to see, actually, if the Ball and Cat fans understood that they were going against Karthus Senna. They did both bring armor, which might just be more ideal anyways, because Senna's going to be doing a lot of the poke damage. Karthus is kind of just there for the wave clear and to do damage for ganks and do damage to protect himself. We do see Adrius. Oh, hang on. There's too much going on. Looks like Fish is going to live. Oh, and it looks like Rubik's McCubix is going to pick up that kill on Tavares. He did manage to secure the double kill, and it looks like we may actually get the Nautilus here too. Good ult by the Nautilus, but it will be taken away by that Mordekaiser ultimate. And as long as Mordekaiser lands the pull here, I imagine he wins this pretty heavily. We do have Doozle back on Karthus as well. The Q goes wide. Cassio's going to be able to pick up a kill, and due to the solo XP advantage that she has here, she's going to be able to take down Doozle as well. Can she survive the Karthus passive? She can, and I don't believe this ult's going to kill. Karthus ult level 1 does not do any damage, unfortunately. It's a nice little love tap. But you really need to hit level 11 on Karthus for that ult to be hit the way it should. So, we see 2 kills, an advantage to the Ball and Cat fans bot lane here, and their mid lane as well, due to that very well-timed roam. Took a little bit of time for the Mordekaiser to take out the Nautilus there, allowing JZ Jax to rotate, which is well played by him. Not too bad though, and it looks like we have a kill on Fish here as well. I'm not sure if he killed the Hecarim, looks like he did. Straight into the Ignite. Getting kited out by the Cassiopeia here. They're in a 2v3 situation. We do have the middle laner rotating. This could be really, really big for them. The Tristana flash in for the bomb. And the Teemo blind is going to grieve him. He was not able to get the Cassiopeia. She lives on such a tiny amount of HP. I would say she was about 30 HP there. Very, very tragic. That blind really, really put in some work there. So it's 4-10. We're seeing about a 4,000 gold lead going towards the Ballon Cap fans here. And they do have a pretty well-scaling team. However, Karthus and Senna outscales all. So if they're able to stall out this game for a while, it looks like they have a really, really good chance to win. The only caveats are that Cassiopeia and Teemo are able to itemize Zonias if they feel that they need to. They're not against a ton of AD. They are pretty AP heavy, but they're still going to get a lot of value from that stopwatch, just being able to stop watch the Karthus ult. We are going to see Donnie secure the Herald here, uncontested, because we do have the Dragonauts jungler clearing his bottom side here. A little bit scary to contest. We do have the mid priority. We do have some vision mid lane as well, which will stop the Nautilus from getting off a successful roam. Gonna get some poke damage in. Seeing some on the way pings here. The wave is in a very scary spot for Fish. He has the mid rotating and the jungle rotating over, and he knows it. He's gonna sit here out of XP range. And MC Fisho actually decides to push here rather than hold the wave in his advantageous space to deny a little bit more CS and time from the Garen here. And this will actually keep them from diving as well, because Fish is going to be able to clear this wave quickly enough to where he's not really diveable. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. That is a lot of damage from the Teemo here. And they do have the Herald. It looks like this tower is actually going to go down, and they will successfully kill Fish. We have Adrius fighting in the jungle here, a very nice Senna ult. Very advantageous for the Dragonauts bot lane here. They're not going to be able to catch the Cassiopeia, but they are going to be able to get some plates mid lane, it looks like, maybe. No, JZ Jackson's going to rotate right back on over, despite Dragonauts having an opportunity to rotate over there and catch her off. Okay, we're seeing the bot lane get a nice little push here. They're going to reset right after, I believe. Oh no, they're going to go for plates. Take a look at the items. We do have the Lost Chapter on Karthus. That's a very big power spike for him because it allows him to stay in lane for way longer. Looking at the Senna stack, she has 37. And you guys will have to be the judge on if that's a good stack amount or not. I don't play Senna myself too often. They are getting ganked by the Nautilus here. It's a little bit spooky, but Karthus can be explosive here. Regardless of if he dies or not, he may be able to take down Luton. He does have an ult coming through that is 100% going to kill Luton. And it looks like Rubik's Makitix is actually going to take down the Nautilus here if he can get the Q on the minions. Wonderful. Very, very well played. Getting some free souls there too. Looks like there was some heavy trading mid lane, which is understandable. Ice Face is not in a very favorable position with Cassiopeia being as strong as she is. We are also seeing the Leandries on Cassio, which is a great choice into this team. And we'll see how this goes. I don't know. It could still go either way. We're seeing about a 4,000 gold lead for the Ballon Cap fans, but it still seems pretty close to me. We do have one dragon in favor of Dragonauts as well. And it looks like everyone's fresh off a reset. They have good damage in the mid lane potentially. As long as they're able to bypass these really, really big and oppressive ults that Ballon Cap fans have, then I think there's a good chance they can win this dragon fight. It is going to be pretty tough. The Karthus ult is down as well, which is pretty big. So is the Senna ult. Honestly, if I'm Dragonauts here, I'm giving away this dragon. They do get a really, really good pick on the Nautilus here. If they overextend too much, they're going to get collapsed on quickly here. They need to be very, very cautious. Karthus is moving his way up, and Luton is actually getting out. He's going to get a big Q over the wall. We have a rotation from both mid laners here. This is appearing to be in Ballon Cap 43 fans' favor. Mordekaiser's is doing a lot of damage. Very, very good ult onto the Hecarim here. Hecarim's going to go down. They have a really big chance to win this on Dragonauts here. Cassiopeia is very scary. But we're seeing some high damage output from Doozle here. Gonna take down Luton. And JZ Jax is in a really, really bad spot. He has no flash. He's gonna be able to pick up a kill on the way out, I believe. Very good heal by Senna. The Triumph. Very, very well played. That is an absolutely huge advantage for Dragonauts to get back into this game. They're not going to be able to secure the dragon here, although I think there may have been a chance they could get it there. But I understand with the Hecarim spawning soon. They may not know if he has Ghost. You could just slide back to this dragon and steal it before they finish it. Anyways, very, very well played by Dragonauts there. I like that a lot. And the top lane matchup is It's going pretty well here. I mean, we talk about rank differences, but Fish is holding his own right now. He's going to get a lot of damage on the tower here. I imagine he backs off. Maybe goes for resets. We'll look at the item again. We're seeing a decent bit of space created by Dragonauts here. They're going to be able to pinch the Ball and Cat fans bot lane here if they need to. Now they're going to go ahead and start the dragon. This is slightly risky, but they understand that the enemy jungler is top lane, so this is probably the best opening they're going to get without getting a lot of kills here. And it looks like it's going to be going over to Dragonauts. Very, very good. 2 dragons for them. We are going to see this gold lead start to neutralize a little bit, which is very good. What do we have Hecarim doing here? Chasing down the Garen, but I hate to break it to you. You won't succeed. You won't succeed. Garen too strong. Go back into the bot lane here. We have Adrius trying to fight back over his camps, but looks like he's going to have to let that Gromp go. He's actually going to contest it here. I'm excited to see what happens. I don't know who smited that. I don't know if there's an easy way to tell. But he's going to swiftly walk out. I think he took his Gromp with him. He is going to get collapsed on by the Hecarim, but I don't think they can get a lot done here. He's going to have to forfeit this Wolfman. Never mind, he hit it with the last hit. Getting a little bit greedy here. The Senna ult coming out is very big. He's going to ult the Hecarim. He will definitely take down the Hecarim, but he's going to be in a scary spot when he gets out. Very good rotation from Fish. They're looking to engage here because Doozle can get a lot of damage. We're going to see a TP coming in from Tristana as well. This is definitely going to go into Dragonauts' favor, and I'm curious to see what they get off of this. The top bot tower is going to go down. Good priority from the Ball and Cat fans bot lane here. But I imagine Tristana takes down this whole tower. One thing is I don't know I don't know how to see the secondary runes they have equipped. So I don't know if she has Demolish or not. We'll see. Let's see. She does not, but hey, look at that tower damage. This tower's fallen for sure. They decided against it. They lost vision of the Ball and Cat 43 fans bot lane. But it is looking like a DGN comeback. Very much so. I'm hoping we see an actual best of 3. It looks like it. They're looking very, very promising. As long as they play these fights with discipline, it's going to be very, very good for Dragonauts here. Okay, we are seeing some rotations for the Herald here. Karthus is bot lane pushing the wave by himself, so he's not able to get the Herald without using teleport. I think it's fine. Getting a lot of really good damage on the Teemo, but Teemo's able to trade back with that blind. And we're going to go ahead and see Ball and Cat 43 fans start this Herald. And we're going to heavily contest this as well. Do a little zoom out here. Fish is going to get pulled in, getting a lot of AoE damage off, but unfortunately he's going to go down and they're going to have to concede this Rift Herald. But the bright side is Dragonauts was actually able to go ahead and take that bot tower in exchange for that Rift Herald. I imagine they throw it down mid lane here. This tower is pretty easy for them to get, and they don't have a lot of anti-siege to stop them. This wave is going to be a little bit tough to clear safely. As you see, they deleted the wave, but they died for it, which is kind of what I was getting at. So Ice Face is going to have to back away here as this tower falls. He doesn't want to get engaged on by the flash hook from the Nautilus, as we can see here. Beautiful Senna ult. They were almost able to turn the kill on the Nautilus there. And the Cassiopeia is stepping up very aggressively here, and they're getting a really good trade throttle. But it looks like no one will go down quite yet. We'll see if Ball and Cats want to continue to siege. It looks like no. Karthus is going to one-shot the wave, so they're going to opt to go for the invade here instead. Very, very close still. Very, very close. We've got Donnie looking for an engagement here by himself. Okay, he's going to go for the Raptors. They're going to fight over these. It looks like they're going to take them too. But the Karthus damage is coming online. We see the Karthus has Leandries. He has that needlessly large rod with the pen boots. And that alternator is going to be doing a lot of damage as well. Definitely looking like a successful turn from Dragonauts here. A very, very good Mordekaiser pull and ultimate on their 80 key. 80 key? 80 key? Hecarim is going to have to blow the ghost in order to live. He is going to get out. No, he's not. Karthus is going to ult and secure that kill as well. Guys. Dragonauts is looking really strong right now. Really strong. They are still a little bit behind in gold, but this Karthus is a menace. And so is this Garen too. Jesus. Yeah, this is looking scary for them. Going to be taking down another mid lane tower, and they're going to get perfect priority over Dragon or Baron, whichever one they choose. Let's just hope that they don't overstay here and end up getting picked conceding the Baron to the Ball and Cat fans. Whichever objective they decide to do, the Draugurnauts are going to melt it very, very quickly. They have Karthus, Senna, Garen, Mordekaiser, and Tristana. Those are all very high DPS champions. So they're going to be able to take down objectives very quickly. They did opt for the reset, which now means they're going to have to give a lot of space to Ball and Cat fans here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Draugurnauts go ahead and rotate the Baron preemptively in order to trade this out. Let's see. Sponsor when? Hopefully today. Let's get a sponsor. Also, Natalie was very nice to bring me water. I'm sure she heard that my throat is very dry, so excuse me for a sec. Just looking at the game state now, it's going to be really, really hard for Ball and Cat 43 fans to get this tempo back. The tempo that Draugurnauts have right now is just snowballing and snowballing. The Senna Karthus have officially come online. Tristana and Mordekaiser will always have insane pick potential, as well as the Garen. And of course, Garen having the wave clear that he does is also very advantageous to them as well. We did see the Dragon go to the Ball and Cat fans, and we are seeing a lot of fantastic priority and vision over the Baron here by the Ball and Cat fans. Team mushrooms are going to be a problem. Now, it looks like they're giving away both objectives here, which is just absolutely crazy. But we'll see how they prevent this from happening. Their anti-siege is not too bad when they have Karthus and Tristana, both in the same area. But as we know, Mordekaiser and Garen won't really be able to stop the push too much without putting themselves at risk. Yes, I would love a Hidden Valley Ranch sponsor. That would be amazing. Although I don't love Hidden Valley Ranch myself. I just love ranch, so I can't discriminate too much, you know. We are seeing the Karthus ult come out. I didn't see if anyone was low. I'm not sure what that was for. He doesn't have first strike or anything. Maybe he's just trying to farm those damage numbers so it looks cool at the end of the game. You know, it is what it is. Bit of a lull state. Gonna pull up the tab again. Seeing the Sojin Stride on Hecarim. The Rallies, Leandries on Cassiopeia with 8 seals. There's 8 stacks on the Darkseal. Looking very, very scary. But I imagine it's kind of hard for her to get in and do what she wants to do with the Karthus and the Senna just pelting damage at her. Oops. Hello? Okay, looks like Fish may be getting caught out here. He's going to have to run into the opposing team's side. But Garen does have a lot of regen, but unfortunately that Teemo Shroom on top of the Chilling Smite is going to be his demise. I imagine he gets caught here. Oh wow, don't step on the Shroom! Don't do it! Oh, Hecarim is chasing. Hecarim is still chasing. He's going to have to come in and donate a kill to somebody, unfortunately. We are seeing both Garen and Tristana get picked here. It's not very good for them. And maybe Garen still survives if he can get the Q back up. He does. It looks like Garen is going to live. The Stride Breaker does not go through. Wow, what an escape. He just took that guy on a journey. Send a stack check. She has passed away, so we're going to have to wait 6 seconds. Adrius is in a very, very bad spot here. He's in a very bad spot here. I don't think he noticed what HP that tower was at before he walked up to try and contest that. He is going to actually take out the Hecarim, but he will fall to the demise of the Nautilus Hook. He's going to trade 2 for 1? Is he going to live? What? What? Oh, okay. We didn't see that. We didn't see that. We did not see that. Karthus also going to kind of get wasted because Senna took the kill there, but, you know, by all means necessary, we're trying to kill these people. We got to kill these champions. We got to get the gold. We got to get the wave cryos. I don't know, guys. This game is so close. It could literally be anyone that wins. Slightly favored towards Ball and Cat fans as far as objectives and gold goes, but they have a Teemo. They have a Teemo. I mean, the Teemo's looking strong. He has the Oblivion Orb as well, which is going to really, really put a damper on those team fights. Uh-oh, it looks like Rubik's McCubix is 100% going to get picked here. The fleet footwork on the Teemo. Oh, just kidding. Nope, that's just Team OW. Lots of movement speed there. Going up for Vision, I suppose. Dragon coming up soon. He did not have his team with him. They are going to get a good bit of value top here because Hecarim wants to rotate to the Dragon, so they're going to have to send at least one person to match him. Therefore, creating a somewhat even fight for the Dragonauts here. I think trading the Cassiopeia to address the Garen is a little bit risky here. I don't know how long it is till the Dragon spawns. I don't know where it even shows it, to be real with you guys. I apologize. Senna stacks, excuse me. Where is Senna? Still dead. Senna is at 84 stacks. We are going to see a lot of the space granted to Team Ball and Cat fans here. We are going to see Fish get chased down by the Cassio. This fight is actually turnable. I know it sounds crazy, but the Karthus damage is also crazy. We're going to have to see very, very good engage by the Hecarim here. Doozel's going to go down. He's going to do what damage he can before he officially dies. He's going to take care of the Hecarim here. Oh, so close. And there he goes down to the Liandry's. Beautiful. Looks like Garen was taken out topside by the disgusting Liandry's Cassiopeia. Very, very hard to deal with. We'll do another Senna stat check just to make you guys happy. 84 stacks. Same amount of stacks as I just checked. You know, there's not been much going on. It is what it is. Now, Ball and Cat fans are looking in a very advantageous position here. A little bit worried for Dragonauts here, but I believe they can still bring it back. Their team fight is great. Their Karthus is great. He's got a lot of damage. And they're really, really relying on him. And I gotta say, Adrius is putting in the work right now. He is 100% putting in the work right now. He is landing these pulls. He is landing the big hammer. He is doing stupid damage right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the items again. Lots of items here that are pretty good against the Mordekaiser and the Garen, which is their only real front line. But to be honest with you, I don't know how much Karthus even cares about a front line. I've seen Karthus players just flash in with their E activated to the enemy team and straight up ent and kill the whole team. It's just how it goes. Karthus damage is not balanced. Oh, we are seeing Fish in a scary spot here again, getting procced by that Rallies, but it looks like he is going to be able to escape and regen with the delicious Garen passive. They're trying desperately to fight back over their Baron space here, but it looks like Ball and Cat 43 fans are going to have a really, really good advantage here. It's not really possible for Dragonauts to face check this. They might opt to go push somewhere else. They're not. They're actually going to try and sweep everything out. The Shrooms are chunking them down. Adrius is walking straight in. He's going to get 3 different cooldowns. Very, very important cooldowns coming through. Very big pull by the Mordekaiser here. Karthus going down. Adrius is popping off. The Karthus ult goes through. MC Fasho is 1 HP after the Karthus ultimate. This is still turnable. He gets the pull in. They need to turn on the Cassio. Cassio goes down. Tristan is popping off. Rubik's McCubics did not believe. I want to see a ward in the queue here, please. Please. Does Senna have wards? It's okay. It's okay. Wow. Very well played by Adrius, that fight. Karthus sitting in the midst of everybody, getting a lot of that AoE damage in, getting the ult and turning that fight the complete opposite direction for DGN. That was fantastic. Iceface with the Tristana Gaming, he saw his opportunity, he took it, he clicked on him. Now, I don't want to make it seem like that's skillless, because it's not. He clicked on him at the right time, he spaced it properly, he got his DPS in, and he was able to take a couple of kills there. Very, very well played. Very hype. I need to drink more water. My throat is killing me. I'm probably yelling too much and talking too much. You guys just want to see the games. You're not here for me. That's okay. I understand. Pressing tab again, and then we'll look at the Senna stacks. I know what you guys want. I know what you're here for. You're not here for me or the games. You're just here for the Senna stacks. I understand. These shrooms are just menacing. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate your patience through the scuffed layout of this tournament, but the next one will be great. You know, we gotta practice sometime, right? Looks like the Baron is still up. We're seeing pretty much a replay of what happened last time. But we do see a little bit more space for the Draugr side here. They're actually going to give away the space. If Ice Face can live here and not get Varus ulted, this is very, very good. Oh, he needs to be very careful, though. They're chasing him off. They're beginning to chunk down Augustus. These tiny micro plays are ending up in favor of the Ball and Cap fans. They took some really, really good trades there for damage in order to prevent this Baron from being started. They may actually start the Baron here with all of them pushing mid. They either need to collapse or just stop them from basing because Garen is in the base right now. Cassiopeia is going to get her recall off. And we'll see if the Garen actually engages here. I think there's a small chance to kill. There's a small chance to kill here for the Garen. He's getting a lot of damage. He needs to dodge the Cassio ult. Ignite coming out. The ult is not quite enough. She's going to live with a little bit of health left. Get the shield to negate a lot of that Leandry's damage. And we are back at a stalemate. Looks like no one's going down except Ice Face. Looks like he maybe got caught out there. The Dragon is going to go over to Ball and Cap fans here. They just have way too much space. Garen is topside. They don't have Cassiopeia, but we're going to have to see some really, really impressive play by Adrius and Rubik's McCubics here in order to secure this Dragon. They're going to opt against it, and I think they're just going to rotate over to Baron immediately with Garen still being topside. We'll see what they do. No, it looks like they're just going to opt for the push. Seeing a lot of recalls from Ball and Cap fans here. They need to be aware that there's a big flank opportunity for them here. But I don't think they care. I think they're willing to take it on here. As long as the Nautilus doesn't land a crazy hook, they should be okay. Hecarim gonna have to wait on his E to come up again. We're gonna hard zoom out here. Make sure we're getting vision of everyone. Draugr is just taking the base. Karthus, no, Senna is gonna go down. Karthus is still alive, doing damage. Looks like Ball and Cap fans are gonna completely turn this fight. But they don't actually have any waves to end the game. Well, they do actually. They have one wave bot side. We're going to see a teleport from MC for show come through here. He will be able to get this tower, but I don't know how much else they can get with Fish spawning up soon. They have to fight the super minions mid. Looks like Fish might be considering a backdoor here. We're seeing the danger pings from both teams, letting them know, hey, a backdoor is possible. We just need to be aware. They're going to quickly take down the Baron here. They have a lot of DPS with Luton on the Varus and JZ Jax on the Cassiopeia. This Baron is uncontested, going to go down. A bit of a mistake by Draugr, although it was very close. When it comes to these fights, the tiniest mistake can mess up the whole thing. Excuse me, I don't know why this is happening. Let me get this out of here. It could still go to either side. We have big advantages on Ball and Cap fans teams here, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Both bases are open. This is going to come down to one team fight. We'll do one last check on the stacks for Senna. Excuse me. Can I please click the Senna? Senna is at 103 stacks, which I feel like is pretty good. Like I said, you guys know more about that than I do as a non-Senna player. Yep, we're going to look at the items too. Looking like Cassio is 2 items from full build here. Very, very solid items by everyone. We have a lot of AP on the Karthus. If the Karthus can grab this death tab before the next fight, I think they have a really, really big chance to win. Keep the items up here. Looks like Tristana will be getting picked here by the Teemo. I don't know if the Teemo is just invisible there. Is that what happened? And he just got caught on the side wave? That sucks quite a bit. We're going to see Garen remaining to push top, trying to pressure this end as long as he can because he is available to go in there for that back door. So they have to send at least one person to address him. At this point, I think MC for show is more than strong enough to match the Garen down. We're going to see a kill onto Luton. Doozle is going to go down, sat in the fire for a little bit too long. We're going to have to see what Adrius can manage to do here. Fish also getting a lot of damage here on the Nautilus. Going to be kiting away. Hecarim's going to go down. Adrius is living. Lots of damage by Cassiopeia here. They need to get in the DPS. Oh no, and it looks like Rubik's McCubix is going to go down here as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this might be game. They have only Mordekaiser and Tristana versus the Cassiopeia, Teemo, and Nautilus. They can play this out, but they have to consider the blind. They have to consider the Nautilus hook. And it's going to be very, very scary. They do have to push through super minions. That is a lot of tower damage by the Teemo. It looks like they may be going down. Adrius is going to have to send it, get in there. They do have Karthus coming up soon, but the Nexus is now exposed. We have Teemo doing tons of damage to the Nexus here. This is very close. This is very close. Oh, Karthus with the flash in. Oh, but the Baron minions are going to take it. Guys, this is a very close game. This was an insanely close game. Very, very excited to watch that one play out. Thank you to both teams that participated. Now, it's important to mention that these teams are not out of the tournament yet. It's double elimination, so everyone's going to have another chance. In this instance, if Dragonauts is actually able to win all of their remaining series, then they could definitely win the whole thing. It's still possible. And this is everyone's first game as well, so, you know, it is what it is. We're seeing tons of damage come out from the Cassiopeia and from the MC for show here on these very heavy AP champions, as well as lots of Karthus damage from those ults as well. But anyways, GG's to everyone. I think Dragonauts played very well, and I think Ball and Cat fans played very well. Two very close games, but it is what it is, you know? Great job to both of them, indeed. Alright, give me 1 second here. Alright, bear with me for just a second. We do have a solid 8 minutes before we have the next match going. I will pull up the tournament bracket for you guys to gaze your eyes upon. We're going to have Crayon Box versus Sims for Scuttle. I need to contact these people and make sure that they're all ready. We actually have both teams all completely in their chats. We are missing one person from Sims for Scuttle, but I'm actually going to go ahead and set up the lobby. Alright. I'll go ahead and get the lobby set up. Get the draft set up as well. I think I'm just repeating myself, but I don't know what else to say, guys. I've never done this before. It's hard to manage everything. Trying to spectate and cast, and set up the lobby, and set up the draft, and make sure everyone's ready, and make sure all the necessary information has been communicated. It can be a little bit tough. Okay. Let's see what's going on. We need to do the coin flip. Oh no, I need to hide this. I need to hide this so the captain doesn't look. It did not complete. I have asked the captain of Sims for Scuttle to choose a side of the coin. This will determine the side selection for the next match. Okay. The captain of Sims for Scuttle has picked tails, and we rolled heads. So, the side selection is going to end up going to a Crown Box here. I will go ahead and let them know. Please bear with me. One moment, everybody. Okay, Crown Box will be picking red side to start, which is kind of interesting. But some teams have an advantage for red side. Sometimes they want to see what they pick first and counter it that way. So we have Team SS or Sims for Scuttle on the blue side, and we have Team CYB or Crayon Box on the red team side. Excuse me. Please don't steal our draft links. That would be rude of you. Okay, and now we got the spectate link, which I will also open, of course. Okay, let's get everyone in the lobby. Working on, excuse me. Okay, we have this individual. Getting everyone in the lobby, 1 second. Who are we missing? Need Snake in here. And some people got some inappropriate names. I'm just saying. Hitting them with a good look, have fun, y'all. We like to see the sportsmanship here. I'm excited about this game too. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be real close. Now, I have to come clean here. I actually have a little bit of bias towards Sims for Scuttle, which will be team 1 here on the blue team. Let me tell them to start draft. Start draft when ready. Okay. Move this over, take a look at the draft, and while we're looking at the draft, I want to tell you guys, I'm quite biased towards Sims for Scuttle winning, mostly because my fiance is the Panda Queen, the support for Sims for Scuttle, but also because they have Neo Laban as their mid laner. I've been friends with him for a while. He's been a long-time server member here, and I am noticing he has Emerald 1, which is technically out of the rank requirement, but because he was drafted before he hit Emerald 1, it is okay. That's just how it goes. Snake as a new face around here, but he is friends with the captain, who's Give Me Scuttle. Very, very glad to have him along. He's a very talented ADC player. But we also have Agu and Give Me Scuttle, which just so happen to be 2 people that I played with in the previous tournament that I played in. I was a captain for that tournament, and I drafted both of them. I think they are both insanely good players, and I think Sims for Scuttle has the chance to win it all. They are an insanely talented team, very, very good. And I mean, I won't talk down on Crown Box. They have a scary team. They actually have quite the rank advantage, I believe, as far as solo queue goes here. Maybe not, but still. They have some very, very scary players on their team as well, so it's going to be close. This might be the closest match of the entire tournament. We're going to have to see. Give him Scuttle indeed. Every time they get Scuttle, I'm going to point it out. That's just how it goes. Okay. Draft is going. Sorry. I was doing stuff. Snake is cracked. Ain't going to be close. I mean, it could be. It could be. You never know. I think Crayon Box is a scary team. I heard some rumors that they are climbing the flex ladder faster than anyone else. So I would be careful. They have a lot of experience playing as a team. But yeah, Snake is absolutely insane, especially with the Panda Queen on support. Facilitates him very, very well. She knows when to be aggressive, when to walk in and get her pressure, get her space, and she plays the team fights very, very well too. So it's going to be scary. It's scary for Crown Box, but Sims for Scuttle cannot underestimate them, that's for sure. We are seeing the Samira Rakan, a very heavy engage bot lane here. Very, very good in these late game team fights if Samir is able to pop off, which, as we've discussed, Snake is very cracked. I think he plays towards those openings very, very smoothly and with a lot of discipline. So we're going to see how that goes. We are seeing the Maokai come through for Crown Box. I believe that's going to be their jungler. Flitch is their captain. He's also a family friend, and he is very, very nasty on the Maokai. I'm scared to see that for sure. Maokai also has his fantastic ult that works very, very well in team coordinated play, because you can take up a whole river with that thing. It is a lot of CC, lots of AoE CC here. We are seeing the Varus as well, a very safe pick, a pick that is able to make plays on his own. We're also seeing Yasuo mid, that's going to be Neo Laban on the Yasuo. He likes to play Yasuo a lot when there are knockups to facilitate him, because he's confident in using everything else to his advantage after those ults come through. We are seeing the Janna bot lane, so that is a really, really good way to neutralize the Sims for Scuttle bot lane. The Varus ult is scary. The Janna Tornado can disrupt the Samira. But if Samira is very, very disciplined with her wind wall little circle thingy do, she's going to be able to stop that Varus ult, stop that Tornado, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Could go either way here. Anyways, I will continue introducing the teams. I was biased towards Sims for Scuttle, like I said, but Crown Box is also very, very cracked. So we have Flitch in the jungle for Team Crown Box. As I said, he is the captain. Very, very skilled player, as they all are. I don't know why I keep saying that. They're all good players, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like there's an outlier of someone that's just bad at the game, because no one here is bad at the game. Bottom line is, if you're above bronze, you're good at the game. Most people will disagree, but League is a very hard game. It's complicated. There's a lot to learn. Requires a lot of discipline, a lot of thinking. So if you're above bronze, you're not bad, okay? Just know that. Anyways, Flitch in the jungle. We have Haha, my name Jeff, also known as One Thirst Bust, I believe. He is going to be the support. And then we have Ace Vendetta on 80 carry. And then we have L7 Aegis or I7 Aegis, I'm not sure. He changed it recently. He used to be known as Hameo. He's going to be in the mid lane for Team Crown Box as well. Finishing up the ban phase here, they are going to ban out the Riven. Riven is Agu, Sims for Scuttle's top lane pick. He's very, very scary at Riven. I need to stop saying very, very, but you know, it is what it is, man. This is what you guys signed up for, okay? Yone ban, of course. Cinder ban, of course. Zed ban, of course. A lot of understandable bans here. Oh, and excuse me, I may be... I'm sorry, I'm confused. I forgot that Ace Vendetta is actually not playing this game. He did have to get a fill because he had something come up kind of in the middle of their matches here. So we actually have Edmontosaurus as the ADC player for Team Crown Box, and he is absolutely disgusting on Kog'Maw. Now, Kog'Maw was banned, but that doesn't mean he has no other picks. I know Twitch is one of his other picks as well, but I mean, if you can play one ADC, I say you can play at least half of them. A lot of the skill expression comes down to kiting, comes down to spacing. You know, they're not as ability reliant as like a mage or a tank might be. That doesn't mean they're easier to play. They just have to have a different skill set than most other roles and champions. And we are seeing the Diana Yasuo here. This is what I expected. So they have Diana Rakan combo into the Yasuo knockup, into the Samira ulti. And then we have Jax to kind of just create space, take down anybody on those sides, and be a really, really unstoppable menace in those side lanes when it comes to split pushing or just getting priority. Very solid on the skirmishes there. We're seeing a Silas and Trundle come out from Crown Box. Assuming that's a Silas mid, assuming that's a Trundle top. We'll see how it goes. I know that Sims for Scuttle has an absolutely crazy combo. So whenever this game starts, getting into like the mid to late game, I don't think it really matters if Sims for Scuttle is at a big gold deficit or not, because they don't have a ton of stuff to cancel this Samira, to be real with you. They do, but Samira can wait them out, is kind of my point. And not all of it is very reliable either. They have the very reliable Maokai W into Q, and they have the somewhat reliable Trundle Pillar, if that's off cooldown. And if that's safe for Samira, it could be big. But regardless of that, guys, like, the Samira doesn't have to go in early. We have Diana Yasuo on Sims for Scuttle. They could go in, take the brunt of the cooldown. Samira could even get her combo off before they're even out of the crowd control chain. So, very, very scary team for Sims for Scuttle. And quite, I would say, more of a relaxed team for Crayon Box. I think they're going to be able to scale into the late game very well. And I think they're also going to be able to pressure the sides very well. I know that Jax is scary in the sides, but man, if Sylas is moving a lot, Trundle can be an unstoppable force. Maokai ult is really good at getting picks in side lanes. Saplings are really good at getting picks on invades or invading on the alternative side. So, I don't know. Anything can happen, guys. This game's looking crazy. Anyways, the match is starting. We are on a 3-minute delay. I'm going to honestly, like, turn on some music for a second and rest my voice because I'm talking way too much. And, it is what it is. It is what it is. Give me 1 second, okay? Give me 1 second. I do know that, Rodman, but I did not want to tell everyone, so they did not know that the game was over. But it's all good. It was going to be a little secret. Yeah, it spoils it a little bit. If one team has a clear advantage and they know that the game just ended, they could conclude to that. It's a normal conclusion to come to, but some people don't know that that means the game ended. But, I mean, it's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. No biggie. Stuff gets turned really quick, especially with the way these team-based games go. When you're all working together as a group, the games tend to go on a little bit longer because you're able to assess a lot of the damages that happen when you are at a disadvantage. So a lot of the times, no matter which base is more open, if one team wins a team fight at the end of the game, it's going to go to that team because the respawn timers are so long. So regardless of if you guys know the game ended or not, it's not always going to be super clear who wins. Because I think it's 3 minutes, right? That just means the game actually ended, so we have to finish our 3-minute delay. Whatever. Okay, we got a minute. Give me a sec. Excuse me. Alright, the game is starting. I'm gonna turn off the music too. This is royalty-free, Riot-approved music for content, but I don't want to distract from the game. We will load in eventually. Okay, we are seeing L7 Aegis on the Sylas mid against the Yasuo. I think this is actually quite a Yasuo favored matchup, if I'm not mistaken. I recall it was the first time I said, hey, I'm going to try Sylas. It was a normal game, fortunately, but I wanted to try out Sylas. I was like, this champ seems cool. He does a lot of healing. Just seems really fun to play, stealing people's ults and all that. So I blind picked them. They picked Yasuo. And just out of curiosity, I looked up, oh, who counters Sylas? And the number one counter showed to be Yasuo. Then we went into the loading game screen, and it was a Grandmaster Yasuo. And I fed very hard, and it was very tragic. We'll see if the same result happens this game. We'll see. Alright, hit it with the zoom out here. We're going to see what kind of vision lines they do. We saw more invading than scouting in those last series that we just watched. So I'm curious to see what we do here. It looks like Sims for Scuttle is going to be opting for the invade here. Either the invade or just the protective cluster, either way works. And we are seeing a 5-man vision line here by Crayon Box. Edmonton might get caught here. We're going to force the flash with the Rakan Grand Entrance. Very well played by the Panda Queen. Got it right in range. He had no choice but to flash there. If he doesn't flash, he dies instantly. And they're just going to take it and go. I would be happy with that. That's a flash to start the game off, especially on their AD carry. That's going to open up a lot of advantages for Diana to get some openings there.
Minions has spawned.
And we are seeing a ward from the blue side, 2 wards from the blue side come out onto the red team's blue buff here. So they're going to have information on the jungler, which is going to be pretty important, especially against the Maokai, because Maokai is able to get those early ganks off if he wants to. I know Maokai scales pretty well too, but the level 3 ganks are most definitely possible, as he spikes at level 3 a lot harder than some champions do. We'll take a look at this mid lane matchup here. Like I said, it seems to be pretty Yasuo favored. That's either because I'm very bad or just because that's the nature of the matchup. But we'll see. You know, I imagine this lane's going to be in favor for Crayon Box early on, unless we see some really clean Grand Entrances by the Panda Queen just like that. If she's able to consistently get those off, they're going to reliably win trades over and over again. And as we see, Yasuo hits a clean knock up here. He does miss that other Q, but he's going to overall be in a very advantageous trade from that little interaction there. We have a slow push coming into the top lane here. A little bit of trading by Agu. Got the level 2 advantage onto Ace Vendetta. Okay, I completely griefed their comps and teammates positioning. I'm sorry, it's the first game. Ace Vendetta is the top laner. Need to make that clear. There was another player that was not available. Lots and lots of pressure from Agu here. The Trundle will not be able to turn for any trading here due to the Jack's Counter-Strike and due to the wave advantage that Agu has here. Now, unfortunately, we have the next wave coming in, and Agu has no way to push this. So he is in a little bit of a risky spot here, getting ganked by the Maokai. Can he 2v3? Probably not. The Trundle has Exhaust, the Trundle has Ghost. I think Agu's going to be put down here if the Maokai does come top lane. So he's going to have to either fix this wave or concede a lot of golden experience because he wasn't able to get that full crash underneath. We are seeing both junglers clear towards top side, so there is a chance that Diana actually counter ganks the Maokai here. Regardless of that, I'm still not sure whose favor this will go into due to the fact that Trundle has Exhaust. I think it was a very smart pick to pick that Exhaust, although we'll see how much he's punished for it with no teleport in the late game. Okay, we are seeing the Maokai path upwards here. We are seeing Diana path mid towards the Sylas here. The Sylas is going to go down. Diana is able to get her second E off here, maybe? She was not. Very, very close. Nia's going to go back and collect his wave, and it looks like Maokai changed his mind on the top gank. Surprised to see that one with Diana showing mid, but everyone's got their reasons. I'm sure there was some communication there on why it was the gank was not a good idea. Take a look at bot lane here and see. Relatively neutral in the trading. Varus is still somewhat healthy, but we know how explosive Rakan and Rakan and Samira can be here. Samira doesn't have to be level 6. She has a lot of damage before level 6 anyways. It's kind of the Katarina thing where their ults are great, big AoE, but it's not everything. Do see Diana here for the counter. I think they're aware of this, or they're not going to go face check. Plus, you know, Sylas doesn't want to tank that whole wave. Looks like Agu was able to get the wave in a decent spot for him as well. Perfect. Diana's actually invading here, but Maokai is coming back into the mid lane. He's going to have to wind wall this E, but Sylas used the W first, therefore rendering the wind wall completely useless. Had the wave in a pretty awkward state there. Maokai came back mid for a multi-gank and was able to be successful. Now Diana's going to look bot lane here, changes her mind, going to take the recall because Samira took her recall first. This game's going a little bit slower than last time, but hey, it's fine. It's League of Legends, right? There's a lot of thinking involved. We don't get the thinking. I have to try and think for them, which is why I'm talking so much. But it's starting to hurt my throat. Seeing another slow push into the top lane. I think Agu is more than happy to trade in most cases during this laning phase, as long as he doesn't overcommit for an all-in and fall victim to that exhaust. Nice little slow push building up here, like I said. If he waits just a little bit longer for the next wave to come up, he can get a full crash into a free reset and pretty much infinite prio here. You guys have any predictions in the chat on who you think is going to win? I'm not too sure myself. You guys already know my bias, but hey. Don't underestimate Crown Box. We're going to see Sylas rotating away from this gank pretty swiftly. See if we can lane the grand entrance here. It's looking possible. He has no E. Doesn't come through. The Diana ult might come through. The Diana ult goes wide. Sylas is able to steal a Rakanal and get out. We're going to see Neo committing here. Chose not to use his ultimate, but he may have it for the double here. Oh, and he can't get the ultimate off before the Janna Tornado. That was very, very well played. Very well played by Crown Box there. You're going to try and greed for this blue buff, although it's a little bit sketchy. And they're going to give it away and go back to their lanes and continue the neutral game. Going to play it slow. Play for those combos. We are seeing a perfect representation of the Janna pick here and what it can do against their hard engaged team comp. Agu going to trade back here, get a successful trade. Slow push going into him. Lots of boxing in the top lane, that's pretty standard. Agu might look for the all-in here. The Trundle ult's coming out, the exhaust has come out as well. He's going to kite away just a little bit, very good ward hop to kind of render the Trundle ult little value in the situation. Now we do have the Sims for Scuttle bot lane coming back, and they're completely unaware that Maokai is in the lane rush here. We're gonna have to see how this goes. I want to see this. Okay, Maokai ult comes through. Very good Samira W. She might be able to E through the Maokai here and escape. Don't think Rakan's gonna make it out. She is, it looks like, and they're actually able to completely negate this gank from them. They will have to concede the wave, unfortunately, so it was a success. Ooh, I can't speak. It was a successful gank, although it didn't result in any kills. It is going to result in a bit of an XP lead and a plate and gold lead for Team Crown Box here on the bot lane. May even translate this into a dragon here as well. All7 Aegis has backed off, giving priority for mid lane. We will see the TP come through, and it looks like we're just going to trade for the Herald here. Both top laners, 1 HP, trading autos with each other, doing the same amount of damage. Very hype top lane. This is advantageous for Agu here. The Trundle has no teleport, which we discussed earlier. And now the Yasuo is going to come zone him off to ensure that he's able to crash this wave and deny a lot from the Trundle here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the items. A very tiny CS lead for the Trundle here, and it will remain this way as he's going to miss one entire wave, potentially even two, due to the slow push that Agu was able to build up. Bit of a CS lead and some Sir Scuttle's favor for the bot lane, and a kill lead and a tiny CS deficit for the mid lane. Junglers, of course, Diana is going to have a CS lead. She has been getting some clean invades off, and her clear is just overall better than Maokai's. Bot lane pushing in here. I'm curious to see what they'll do with the priority. I don't believe it's safe for them to go for any plates here because of the fact that Varus could just simply ult them and completely ruin their day. I mean, if Samira has the wind wall, she can stop it. So it's a risk for both sides here. Once again, seeing lots of heavy trading in the top lane. Lots of resets in the mid lane. Very slow gameplay here. We are going to see the Maokai collapsing up into this top lane. He's going to go for his classic lane gank from the brush and the sides. Could be very effective. Now Ace is going to purposely lose the trade here into the Maokai ultimate, into the very perfectly executed gank onto Agu. Very, very good bait by them. Well played. And it looks like both the Sims for Scuttle bot laners have gone down as well. I'm not sure what happened here, but we can go ahead and deduce that the Varus ulti was able to secure a pick there. Watch this mid lane for a bit. More trading in the top lane. Agu seems to be trading very, very effectively, but the Maokai lane ganks, especially in this early game format, will be very, very oppressive. We're looking at Janna. Try to gank the mid lane. Silas is going to pull the minion, and Yasuo is going to get out scot-free with the wind wall. No problem for him. And we do have Samira securing a plate down here as well. Take another look at the items. I'm sorry for the generator. I hope it's not too loud. Excuse me. I wish I could fix it, but it would be such an expensive fix for no reason, you know? It's like the whole water cooling system. Do I actually have to replace the whole thing? Or do I have to send it to somebody to fix it? Because I sure as hell am not going to do it. You know, I would if I was smart with computers, and I'm willing to learn, but the problem is, anytime I touch a computer, like on the inside, it fucking gets destroyed, and I don't know why. So I'm going to refrain from that. Seeing some really good trades by the Yasuo here. He might be able to get the ultimate off here. When Diana ult coming out from the Silas, he played it very well actually, and Neo is going to live with just a sliver of HP. He knows that Maokai is local, so he's probably just going to back off and take the reset in a bad wave state. Silas doesn't have a lot of mana to push that back out, so maybe he will just stay. See what's happening. Once again, have Agu with the lane priority, although Trundle is winning these trades pretty heavily. Getting the ward hop, getting the ghost out from the Trundle, but we know that Agu is going to be okay here because he has the counter strike still. Both junglers pressuring mid, making sure that no one is fully committing to these two very low HP mid laners. And Maokai will be a good jungler and hold the way for his mid laner on the way back in, and they're going to get a very, very nice pick on him going out to get vision into the river. Very, very good Yasuo Diana combo. You know, it's not bad to use this combo on one player, guys, especially in the early game. You can guarantee pretty much any kill in this case. You do see a very quick and timely cleanse by the Samira here, and a nice follow-up by the Rakan here, but unfortunately they're not able to pull the trigger on that engagement. They do have Dragon coming up as well, so they're going to go ahead and take the reset. Or not. They've opted to stay, it appears. They have no Diana Yasuo ult for Dragon, which is very important to say. And I think that Crown Box understands this, which is why Maokai's ping on the way to the dragon. We've got Aegis TPing in the mid lane, trying to get a little bit of pressure on this wave, this slow push that he has built up so that they can secure this dragon. And we're going to see a solo kill on Ace Vendetta here because Jax wins those. He did get the tower in exchange though. We might see a bit of a solo bolo by the Yasuo here. This is definitely still going to be in his favor as Sylas does not have the cooldowns to continue. He is going to flash away. And now it's a little bit scary for Neo here because Sylas has all his cooldowns back up. And if he plays it perfectly, there is a chance that he can win. Especially with that Yasuo ult, the E2 does not go through. If that E2 goes through, that's going to be his opportunity to use the Yasuo ult. Otherwise, he's going to have to wait on someone else on his team. We are seeing yet another play by the Diana. She's going to flash E ult to confirm that solo kill on their mid laner. And now they do have a decent bit of priority for the Herald. We do have Janna top lane though. Actually, Janna and Varus top lane. So we're going to have to see how this goes. Not super good position for Sims for Scuttle. I will pull up the items here. Diana rushing the Nashor's Tooth, and Maokai rushing the Demonic Embrace here. Interested to see the Collector rush on Samira. I'm not sure if that's what you normally go. I'm definitely not a Samira player. And we are seeing a completed support item by the Janna as well. Looks like we will see Crown Box securing this Herald uncontested. No one's going to be able to stop them, unfortunately. And it looks like Ace Vendetta is going to be able to clear the wave and hopefully prevent Sims for Scuttle for getting too much value down here while the entire rest of the team is topside. They do have Diana roaming down as well, so they could even look for a potential die if it played properly. Okay, we're seeing the ult from Samira come through. Very, very good dodge on the Grand Entrance by Trundle here. We have Diana rotating down. Will she make it in time? She will, and Ace Vendetta understands that. So he's going to back off of that full commitment there. We do have 3 mid pressuring with the Herald. They might just be able to take the mid tower here. They're going to have to win wall the Varus ult if possible. But regardless of that, this Maokai engage makes the dive very, very possible and very viable. He has no win wall for the Varus ult, so Neo is definitely going to go down here. It's a 2v4. They can't get anybody in. Yasuo is going to go down. Diana is going to make it out alive. Agu is here to try and pick up the pieces, and he is going to go down too to the Janna Tornado. Very huge stun, but they have a little too much CC. They're going to lock him down. And they're going to have to give up 2 towers here, 2 Herald crashes. And Give Me Scuttle might make it. He will not make it. He is forced under his tower, pinched on by 4 people. Now Samira has an opportunity to pop off here, but it's a very, very small window, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see this go through. Oh wow, Maokai tanked because of the sapling and the Demonic Embrace. That is a little bit unlucky. We have about a 4,000 gold lead and advantage of Crown Box here. But, as I mentioned earlier, the team fight capabilities of Sims for Scuttle is just out of this world. If at any point Crown Box stacks in the wrong location, they can instantly lose the fight. So it's very important to keep that in consideration. Although they seem to be doing a pretty good job of negating that, they are having to commit the Diana and Yasuo on single targets so far. Keeping the items up here for a bit so you guys can take a look. Both jungle items have been completed. The buffs are getting handed out. And now we're looking at this dragon spawn. We're going to see who can get the vision, who can get the space. And we're going to see if Sims for Scuttle can get off this dream engage that they're looking for. We have Diana in a decent position, but she is having to back off because of the vision advantage they have here. We do have Flash on the Diana coming up as well, and we have Flash on the Yasuo coming up as well, so this could be a very big advantage for Sims for Scuttles here if they're able to get off this combo. Like I said, this is what they're playing for. We're looking for this Flash engage, and we are also looking at Silas pull out the Recon ultimate. They were not able to pull the trigger fast enough, so it looks like Neo is going to get picked out here. He is going to solo ult the Silas, understandably, to get him out of the fight. Looks like Edmontosaurus is getting off so much value in this fight because they weren't able to get off the combo. They wanted Janna's going to interrupt the Samira ultimate. Unfortunately, it looks like this is going to go in favor of Crownbox. Very, very well played by them. Great execution there. Realizing they were taking too long to pull that trigger, taking that Recon ult, and then completely sending it on the Yasuo mid lane that's waiting for his Diana to go in. Very well executed by them. I'm impressed. And a bit of a lull say here. I'm going to preserve my voice. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. Once again, huge thanks to these 4 teams that all agreed to get together and play these matches with one another. It looks like it may be a little bit scary for L7 Aegis. Or Aegis? Is it Aegis? I don't know. They have to commit a lot for him though. A very, very tanky champion that Silas boy is. All of that healing and sustain that he has is definitely makes him a beefy unit to deal with. Now I imagine this is a Samira solo bolo. Oh, but Edmontosaurus is just too fed. She cannot take him down. Lots of damage coming up from that Q. Was able to stack it up and get the big return on that. Trundle is split pushing as Trundle does. It's going to be hard for Aga to keep up. It looks like Crayon Box is snowballing this game out of control. There's an ice cream truck playing its jingle outside. I hope that you guys can hear it. It would be quite comical. We do have Crown Box on Soul Point, and we do have Crown Box with a heavy vision advantage on the Baron, as well as a spacing advantage as well. Trundle once again does not have teleport, so they might try to play for these 5v5 scenarios while Trundle is pushing the sides. I'm glad it adds great production value to the stream. You know, when I started the stream this morning, I was like, hey, you know, I hope that my water cooling system is loud, buzzy, and obnoxious. I hope that you can hear my heavy breathing because I have allergies and it's fall, or is it winter? I don't know, don't ignore me. And I hope that I get interrupted by as many things as possible. Seeing a clean flash by the Agu in order to confirm the stun and take out Ace of Vendetta to prevent him from pushing the sides. However, we do see Crown Box initiating the Baron here as their jungler and top lane are bot side. It's going to be very, very hard for Diana to rotate in time, so they're going to have to buy a lot of time here against Crown Box. They are backing off, which is very, very interesting with the Diana still showing in the mid lane. She's actually not on vision, so it's okay. The Maokai ult goes through, but it's not able to land on anybody. This actually could easily be turned for Sims for Scuttle if they're able to get off their combo. Diana's still waiting on ultimate, but they're going to stall out this Baron a little bit longer, which is exactly what Sims for Scuttle wants. Okay, we are seeing Neo try to engage by himself here, trying to get a little bit of poke damage off, but getting picked off due to the just raw CC that they have on their team. The Panda Queen is going to go down as well and attempt to peel for the rest of her team so they can get out. But with the Janna slows, the Tornado, and the Maokai engage here, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get away. And it looks like this game is going to go in favor of Crown Box. They could potentially end here. They're going to go for the bot lane inhibitor because they actually didn't push the wave mid before chasing this out, which is understandable. Silas is low on mana, and they actually don't have a ton of wave clear on their team. So It's going to be hard for them to end here. I think they're just going to resort to going back to the Baron here. Now, they are very low on resources. The Maokai ultimate has been used. The Varus ultimate has also been used. I imagine they'll be back up by the time this Baron is actually fought over. But in the meantime, we're going to have to see Ziltches Scuttle clearing out their base and kind of getting back into a neutral standpoint so they can play for that team fight again. The Baron will go over to Crown Box here, as they will be uncontested. And Trundle is returning to his position in the side. Stream is a bit quiet. Is it my mic volume that's quiet, or is it the game audio? We are going to see Yasuo get picked out here once again, unable to execute that combo if Yasuo is dying before the fight starts. Big Diana ultimate's coming through, but unfortunately it looks like the gold lead on Crown Box is just too strong. So they're not even going to try to confirm the dragon here. They're just going to go into the base and wrap this game up with the power of the split pushing and just the tower sieging from Trundle here. Mostly me. Okay, no problem. I can fix this. Okay, this should be much better. All right, that is game. We will get the next draft link set up for them. Give them a little bit of time to breathe. Okay, and I did already get the side selection from the Ziltches Scuttle team. They will be on the red side. One moment while I set up the draft. And to any of you guys tuned into the stream, I will be sending the spectate link in the League of Legends client. I am trying to join spectate. Okay, there we go. Thank you guys for your patience between games here. You guys can look at the bracket as if you haven't seen it already. All right, they're just waiting on a player to return from the bathroom, and I think we're... Okay, never mind. Yep, we're all set, just waiting, and then we'll start draft soon. I actually have to take a quick bio break myself, so bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to leave the draft on screen. If they start the draft, pause it. Don't watch it without me. I'll be back. Okay, we are back. MC for show, the first game has gone to Crown Box. The thing that I appreciate about both of these teams so far is that they're actually both very good at drafting, I think. It seems like they put a lot of time into planning these drafts before the game started. I thought Sims for Scuttle had an absolutely insane draft, but I think that Crown Box was able to counter it very well, so that was the result. Draft has begun. We're going to see the Syndra, Aatrox, and Yasuo banned out on the Crown Box side. That's two mid laners banned out, two very strong mid laners banned out, as well as Aatrox, which I think is one of the best top laners, in my opinion. Someone has the papers. You lost me on that one. I don't know what that means. My bad. Once again, we're seeing two ADC bans for Edmonton Saurus. I always bite my tongue when I say that, but it's a cool name. And we're also seeing the Akali ban for Aegis. Lacking critical information. You guys are losing me, man. I don't know what's going on in the chat right now, but that's okay. Seeing the Maokai pick in the jungle once again, and we're seeing the Vayne by Edmonton. I've actually never seen him play Vayne, so I'm curious to see how this goes. Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong team. So Sims for Scuttle actually picked away the Maokai from Crown Box, and we have Snake on the Vayne, and I have seen him play Vayne. We're also seeing the Yone mid lane from Aegis, and we are seeing the Varus bot lane, which is once again, Varus is just a very solid, safe, and solo ADC. If you want to play an ADC in solo queue, you have a few options. If you want to actually climb quickly, in my opinion, Samir is great. I feel like Caitlyn's good if you're really good at winning lane. Jinx is good if you're good at positioning. Varus is good to just make solo plays. If you're in like really, really low elo, I think Varus is OP. You can just ult people, one-shot them. There's nothing they can do. They don't respect it. The ult is very long range. And the thing about Varus is his damage always seems to surprise the target. You know, in most fights, especially if it's like top lane, mid lane fights, or even just like general ADC fights, bot lane, you have a good idea of what someone's damage is going to be. You can play around it. You can kind of calculate what you need to do, what they're going to do. But against Varus, like, I feel like no one ever knows how much that dude is actually going to do until he sends it. So that's why I think he's such a strong pick in solo queue. Very shocking to go against Varus sometimes. We are seeing the Sejuani come out from Crown Box. A very solid team-oriented jungler. She's great solo as well. She can get her own kills. Very strong. You can build full tank and still just solo kill somebody, no problem. Very versatile, I should say. She has the big ult for team fights. She has the pick potential. Very, very good champion. We are seeing the Zed from Sims for Scuttle, which I'm very surprised to see. I know Zed can be hard to make work in a team environment, but it looks like they may be trying to play for picks here. The three champions they've locked in currently are very solid champions to make individual plays, so that's something to keep in mind. We're seeing the Tahm Kench and Rakan ban from Sims for Scuttle. Mordekaiser banned from Crown Box. The Riven ban, of course. The obligatory Riven ban. They don't want to see Agu on that. He doesn't want to first pick it, but they don't want to see him on the Riven. It is just terrifying. He's decent in laning phase. I won't say decent. He's strong in laning phase. But I feel like most people have good respect for Riven in laning phase because they know how the champion is. But where Agu shines is definitely in those mid to late game team fights. He's very good at hitting those flanks, the flash E, 360, W, Q3, R2, animation cancel, make a cup of espresso, serve it to your mom. A lot of things at once. It's terrifying. The Renata and the Lulu. Vayne Lulu is terrifying. We're seeing the Silas come out in the mid lane again. He does have some decent ults to take. I think Maokai is probably going to be a good one. Appreciate the biased commentary. I mean, it's biased. I can't even lie to you guys. I can't. I love Sims for Scuttle. And I love Crayon Box too, but hey. It's just how it is. I mean, it's all fair. Sims for Scuttle doesn't get any advantage except my positive attitude for their gameplay. As we could tell by game 1. And we are seeing the Renekton pick for Sims for Scuttle into the Yone top, it appears. Which should be very, very good into Yone. As, if I'm not misunderstood, the Renekton W will just simply break the Yone shield. And the Yone shield is part of the reason he's so strong to begin with. It negates a lot of damage on the trades. Alright, they have started the champ select. They're locking in their champions. The draft is complete. I got nothing else to say right now. I have been talking for 3 hours and 5 minutes, pretty much. So I'm a little bit talked out, and I need some information on my screen in order to have something to talk about. So we're chilling for a second, guys. I hope you guys are chilling too. I'll turn the music back on for you guys. We got Lakers Legacy. Wow, they put this on the royalty-free playlist. I like the song. If you guys have seen Arcane, talking too little, don't say that to me, Rod. Just wait. We will have a second commentator tomorrow. We're gonna have Chrono joining us. He's the guy who made the trophies. And I think he'll be a funny addition. He's always got some, I don't know, he's good at entertaining. I appreciate him. But yeah, this song in Arcane was so good. This is the scene where Echo and Jinx are duking it out on that bridge. And they like go back in time and turn into little kids and they turn into adults. And fucking hitting each other is really high. That's my favorite scene of Arcane. Once again, just a reminder to you guys, regardless of the results today, no teams are being eliminated. It is double elimination, so both teams that lose today will still have another chance to win it all. See you guys later. It's like Riot knew that I was running this tournament today and I needed some music in the background, and they added a bunch of really good songs to their royalty-free playlist where their creators safe, whatever. This was one I was hoping for. I'm also hoping for Gods to be on there. That would be nice. But we also have the Heartsteel song on here too. They made Jason real life too. I'm him. Fair enough. Alright, you guys want to make any predictions in the chat? I've asked for them several times, but I need some participation from the individuals here. Who do we think's gonna win? Or are you guys scared to hurt feelings? I would understand that. There's one prediction for Crayon Box. You guys already know my prediction. Ride or die for Sims for Skull. Reverse sweep, I'd like to see that. I would definitely like to see that. Okay. hopefully this next song doesn't suck because I got the volume bust. You guys ever like ride in the car with that guy who takes over the aux? And he skips every song and he takes like 5 minutes to find a song. It's like, brother, just play something. Just play something. They're like, hold up guys, I swear, I got some bangers in this list. Give me one moment, please. Please. And then your bro tries taking the aux. No, trust me. I got the underground stuff. I don't know what language this is, but it sounds good. Alright. Music down, music off, back to the stream. Except I keep tabbing out. I don't speak no languages. It feels like I don't either sometimes, especially after trying to cast some of this tournament. I can't speak English very well, I guess. Alright, we're seeing the 5-man vision line from both teams here. They're going to steer clear of the invades this time, it appears. They are kind of looking at Ray here, although I don't think they're going to get a super big advantage by engaging him. Maybe they will. Silas Electrocute is coming through. Looks like the Sejuani started W there. No, she started E. I guess he started E on camps. Anyways, they're gonna secure some space over here by the Sims for Scuttle red side. They're gonna take out the flash from Neo and still get the kill. First blood goes to Renato, which is not ideal for them. But it is important to know that Zed now has no flash for his laning phase. And it looks like Crayon Box is just going to be opting to start on Sims for Scuttle's red side here. So we're expecting to see a full parallel jungle. We do know that Renata has no ignite here, so the collapse from the bot lane may not be too scary. I would be more worried about the collapse from the mid lane onto Give Me Scuttle here when he does go for this parallel jungle, as Silas has flash and Zed doesn't. Not to mention that Silas has a much better early game than Zed does. Zed's early game has been nerfed quite a bit. It's not near as strong anymore. You really play Zed to scale nowadays. Yeah, I agree with you, JZ Jax. I think Silas is going to have a pretty easy time in this matchup, especially having that flash advantage. It looks like he's going to go in for the level 2 trade. He misses the E2, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. We know that even though this trade looks relatively even for both of them, it's still going to be in Silas's favor here because Silas can heal on a lot of these trades. And as long as he heals before Zed gets off the below 40% auto attack, then he's going to be advantageous in this. He's not going to take the recall here. Get too much pressure taken away from him in lane. No tempo. Now, I'm expecting a very volatile bot lane here. We understand that the... Oh, we're already getting a gank onto the Renekton here. Augu is not able to live. That is a lot of burst damage from the Sejuani here, but he was able to secure the solo kill by burning that flash. He was also able to get the flash from Yone too. So flash and TP are going to come out from both top laners, I believe. Renekton probably won't have to TP here. And they do have a summoner spell advantage in the bot lane as well with the heal. Now we're looking at a really nice Maokai gank here. It's going to be really hard for them to get in, especially being down a level, so this could be very, very risky. He is able to get the root onto the Varus. The Varus is going to instantly flash, and Ray is just going to walk right on out after getting that flash. He'll take that. He's going to take a lot of damage. He might even go down. Wow. He's going to go down to the Varus damage. As I said, Varus is very bursty and very, very strong with the DPS. He doesn't have a lot of weaknesses besides the lack of mobility here. Mid lane's looking a little bit grim. Zed is getting a lot of poke onto the Silas here, but if the Silas is able to find a full combo engage here, he will most definitely win. Although Zed does have Ignite, so if he plays it properly, there's a chance. Looks like Neo's going to walk up to stop the base here, maybe. He should. They're just going to recall on a neutral wave state. Flitch back in the top lane, trying to take down Agu. He will hit the Q, he will hit the E, he will hit the full W. Looks like Agu is going to try and kite out a little bit. No flash on the Yone, so he's unable to secure that kill. Mid lane has gone back to neutral. We're seeing some relaxed gameplay here. There's a 2,000 gold lead here for Crayon Box, which is pretty significant this early in the game. And Agu is getting heavily pressured up here. He is going to get a kill on the Flitch. Very, very well played by him. And so that's really perfect to him because now he's going to be able to actually cash in a lot of this wave. If that dive was successful, top lane would basically be over. So well played to Agu for neutralizing that. Zed's going to miss the combo. Dodged by Aegis with the Sylas E. But now Sylas has no cooldowns. He's in a very, very awkward spot. The Maokai Flash is going to come through. They're going to have to play around the Sylas E here, but this is looking like a potential solo kill. And he gets the flash out. Very well played. Zed has to crash this wave. We do have Yone approaching, thinking about ganking. And we do have Give Me Scuttle looking for the invade here on the Sejuani because he does have this mid priority. Although I think Sejuani might win in a little damage battle here, so a little bit sketchy. Gonna take a couple Raptors and move on. Edmonton getting a lot of damage off here once again. The wave is in a very, very bad spot for the Sims for Scuttle bot lane here. They're not really able to walk up, especially with the lane that they decided to pick. I think Vayne and Lulu are fantastic together, but they most definitely get dominated in lane, especially by a pairing such as Varus Renata. So they're paying the price for that now, but this is not what they're playing for, guys. They're playing to survive and thrive later on. I do have Flitch looking bot lane, pressuring them just by existing, making the wave that much harder to step up to. Snake is looking at a recall here, which wouldn't be the worst idea because he's not really able to walk up anyways. It's better to come back with a health advantage and maybe an item advantage. We'll go ahead and look at the items now. Do have a slight item advantage in the bottom lane here because we have Varus with 1 kill, 1 assist. He's going to be able to pick up those Berserker Greaves, which are very, very powerful in this lane. Due to him being able to kind of break that barrier for spacing that Vayne wants to kind of perfect during this laning phase, since he has so much more move speed. So it makes it very, very tough. Gonna get the taxi from the Panda Queen, get back to this lane that has crashed under their tower. Looks like a plate has gone to Crayon Box 2, and they'll get perfect priority for the dragon here. Be able to clean up a little bit of the CS, and ideally they'll move into a slow push here before Edmonton hits that level 6 power spike and throws the ult at them, because they don't really have a lot of answers to that. They could Vayne roll out of it, but with Lulu wanting to poke as much as she wants to, then it's a little bit risky to give Varus ult here, so they need to definitely respect the advantages here. It looks like despite the level lead, they are going in for these trades, and it wasn't too bad of a trade, to be honest, until the Varus Q. The Varus Q does a lot of damage. That is kind of crazy. It is what it is. We see the mid roaming. We see Agu with good trading pressure here, but he is getting ganked from the Tri-Brush. We do have both junglers topside, but it doesn't look like Gimme Scuttle is going to have enough time to rotate to stop this. Renekton will pop the ultimate, get a lot of sustain here. Looks like they're going to be able to finish the Yone off here, maybe. Yeah, that sapling will take him down. Oh man, Yone is a crazy champion. Yone actually turns this here. Yone actually gave him a super crazy advantage there, but maybe a little bit of misplaying there. Renekton does not have his W to stun the Yone, so I don't imagine that the Yone gets picked off here. Mid lane is looking like it's been looking. I think Zed has a lot of opportunities to play safely enough to not actually get all in by the Sylas here. But this is one of those scenarios where if he messes up once, it's kind of over. We're seeing the trading by the Yone here. Oh, oh, that is hype. Oh, he's going to live on 1 HP. Yone going a little bit wide. Agu is standing right in the Q3, asking him to come in. There he goes with the Q. That's exactly what Agu wanted to do right there. So he's going to take this tempo reset instead of going for the plate, as it appears Ace Vendetta on Yone does have teleport. He wants to be able to get back to lane without using teleport himself. And once again, bot lane is struggling like they should be. This is how the matchup goes. Not to mention the lead on Edmund already. Yeah, we are seeing some very crazy plays in the top lane here by Renekton. Typically, I hate seeing Renekton. I think he's boring to watch, but when you have like a very mechanically talented player on him, then it's pretty exciting. Top lane is just kind of exciting in general. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of trading. And the all-ins last longer than any other lane. We do see Crown backs, only 1,000 gold in the lead for now. Heavy trading here once again. Egg is taking a lot of damage. Keeping it pretty neutral. It's 10 minutes in with only 7 kills on the board. This is not like the first series that we watched. There were a lot more kills in those games. Taking a look at the bot lane here. They have reset. They're healthy. And they're looking to play around Give Me Scuttle here. Unfortunately, as you can see, there's no Scuttle for him to get. So there's no Dream. Keep looking into the bot lane here. Gonna roll out. Try to negate as much poke as they can. The cannon will be hand delivered. Never mind, he's gonna have to extend for it. He gets it. You wouldn't think cannons are so hype, right? But everyone's gotta go for the cannon, bro. You can't just give away the cannon. It's worth too much. So that's a really good trade opportunity. Looks like Agu is gonna get 3 minutes up here on the top side. There's not gonna be much that he can do here. They do commit the Yone ult for him. He is gonna heal a lot off of this as well. They were able to conserve the Sejuani ult and the Sylas ultimate there. Only the Yone ult going down. But fortunately, due to the good tempo base that Agu had earlier, he is going to have TP to catch a lot of this wave that's coming into his tower now. Looks like Neo is getting caught in the jungle a little bit. Ray is sending in the Maokai ultimate, but there's not much they can do as Zed doesn't have any energy and he's very, very low HP. He doesn't want to commit to this. But Maokai is putting out surprising damage here with not a lot of AP. They're going to be able to secure that vision, so not a bad trade for them at all. Meanwhile, standard, you know how this goes. You know how this goes. Varus versus Vayne. It is what it is. They're going to play this the best they can. Plate's going down to Edmund. They're going to have to find some way to deal with Edmund later. Edmund has got a very, very strong lead right now. Zed getting a lot of damage in here. Could look for a solo kill very soon. He does have the ultimate as well. I'm surprised to not see him pull the trigger here. He has Flash, ultimate, and Ignite. He does have the Renekton ulti, but I'm looking to see the Zed ult at some point here. Takes the tower shot, which is going to make this trade a lot harder. I wouldn't even surprise if Sylas stays, as Zed's going to get the wave crashed in here. Yep. They do have really, really good priority over the Herald here, but Flitch sees the opportunity to dive bot lane or start the dragon. They have 2 options here. I think they could probably do both. Dive bot lane, get the tower, and get dragon, but they're going to take the safer route. Just go for the dragon only and trade it for the Herald. And just kind of let mid be mid. Yone might actually get caught here. They do have Maokai coming in. Maokai doesn't have ult quite yet. We do see the flash out from the Yone. Very, very good flash by Ray to come in and block the Yone ult. But it doesn't matter because he's playing Yone. And he just shields himself for a lot. Lots of mobility. It is what it is. They're going to drop the Herald up here. Yone will be able to contest it pretty easily, but they are demanding Sejuani's attention. Otherwise, they could just dive the Yone with no ulti. Maokai has conceded the dive, causing Agu to take a little bit of a hefty trade there with no vision on the Crown box jungler. Gonna flash in, gonna get ganked. Worth a try. No vision there. The Vayne and Lulu have done a really, really good job negating the damage here. They don't really have options, like I told you guys. they kind of have to play for an all-in at 6, if anything, but if they're not able to get those level advantages early on, then there's not really anything they can do. And, you know, Edmund and Haha, my name's Jeff are two very good players. They're not going to let that happen. They understand. We can't give them the level lead because we win this lane. If we get the level lead, we will continue to pinch them into a bad position. Do you see some pings coming out for Dragon? We have Zed walking topside in order to pick up a couple of CS. Ladies and gentlemen, he got the scuttle. They gave it to him. Oh, excuse me. Oh no. That wasn't supposed to happen. Let's come back down to earth real quick. Back to earth, please. We are once again seeing Agu pushing the sides and being very menacing. We're seeing Neo get picked out here. Gonna get the... Oh, very good shield by the Lulu there. Engagement by the Give Me Scuttle. Oh, no. Keep on this fight mid. Good flash from the Panda Queen. They are able to stabilize out on this one, but they are probably gonna lose the mid tower here. I don't think they're comfortable sieging this with how low Edmonton is, and he has no sums, no ult. So instead, they're just gonna try and poke at the jungle camps just a little bit. What's happening in the bot lane here? We have Yone committing, but he will not be able to continue this exchange as his E will force him to go back. 9 kills in almost 17 minutes. Very, very low death game. Lowest we've seen so far, I believe. Which means that both teams are trying to play as calculated as possible. We are seeing Crayon Box with a 2-dragon lead and about a 4,000 gold lead. But it's always salvageable, especially when you have a Vayne. They have really, really good setup with the Maokai. My only concern is the Zed pick. I'm not sure how much value the Zed is going to be able to get once everyone starts grouping. He can mark the Varus, but he's going to have to get really creative with his positioning. And in order to do that, they're going to have to get a lot of vision priority. Maokai is going to be able to negate a lot of the Yone damage here by comboing before he goes back. Got both mid laners on the top side. We do have Sylas with a TP advantage, and we have Ignite on the Zed. So this dragon is looking like it may be in Crayon Box's favor, just based off the TP alone. I do see the Maokai ult coming in. It's going to hit the Renata here. The Renata will definitely go down. Oh, Maokai knocked her over the wall, but looks like the Vayne damage will be enough to come through. And Zed has been one-shot by the Varus. Varus still has ulti in order to take out Snake on the Vayne. And then Yone's going to come through the ulti onto Give Me Scuttle. Drawback will kill. And it looks like Simster Scuttle is in a pretty unfortunate spot here when it comes to contesting the dragon. They're going to have to go out and push lanes instead of contesting this one. They still have Sejuani ult, they still have Sylas ult. And the Renata's on her way back as well. They're gonna get the Sylas TP for some reason. Just to be sure. And Agu is looking at a potential solo kill here. He did get hit by the Q3, so unfortunately it won't go through. He's gonna be able to get some damage on him on the way out, but he's just gonna walk back to the wave here. Agu sees his opportunity. He is going to sit on this Yone E. Renata is here to assist, but I'm thinking Agu wins anyways. This is a 1v2 champion after all. Unfortunately, he was CC'd. Cooldown's knocked out. Renata has no flash. Does have Ignite though. We've got Team Sims for Scuttle rotating down. Yone doing ungodly amounts of damage, but it's okay. They're still going to get that Renata pick after committing, I believe, only the Renekton ultimate for that. Yes. So the Rift Herald is definitely going to go to give me Scuttle and his team. Maybe not. We're seeing a full contest here from Crayon Box, hitting a very, very clean Sejuani ult with the Silas, a very strong engage. We're going to be getting collapsed on here, leaving only Snake and Panda to try and escape from the Varus ulti, and there it comes through. Seeing a lot of the Varus power here. We're seeing a lot of the value from Silas being able to take the ults. I guess the vision just wasn't there, and they couldn't get ready for this one. They are going to pick up a tower bot lane though. So their mid is splitting bot. Go ahead and look at the items. Sejuani was able to pick up the final Rift Herald before the Baron spawn. Looking at a very hefty gold lead for Crayon Box here now. Soul Point. The fights have been going very well for them. They're going to have to keep that Yone in check. They want to keep as much space and vision over here in the dragon area as possible, even far before dragon spawns, just so they can identify whenever Crayon Box is going to come in and post their own vision. Okay, a very, very good 2 picks. Oh, she might die. Yes, she dies to the red buff, I believe. Either that or it was a Lulu item. 2 insane picks by Sims for Scuttle there. Bringing them back into the game a little bit. They're going to rotate over to this Baron immediately, and honestly, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to be stopped here. Agu is going to take a lot of damage from the Yone. Even though it's a counter matchup, can't beat Yone. Yone's going to rotate over, as well as the Silas. They're choosing to get off of Baron and instead go for the pick onto Aegis here. Agu healing a lot. Sejuani ult comes through. Yone ult comes through onto the Maokai. But they still have a lot of peel and a lot of damage here. They're unfortunately going to have to give up the Baron. They lost too much time whenever they went for those engages. But that's okay. They may be able to take the mid tower here, but probably not. I think they're just going to call it here. Now they're kind of on a really, really tight timer here in order to get back over to the Baron side, get their vision back down, and take that space over again. Because you know as soon as they give that space to Crayon Box, they're going to take that Baron instantly. Zed is going to ult the Yone, who is about to teleport back to his shadow. Back into a neutral state. We're going to look at the items here. We have an Umbral Glaive first item on the Zed here, in addition to 3 sweepers, which might be a bit of an explanation as to why the vision seems to be a little bit tough for them to get a manage on. Although in this case they are pretty behind, so typically it is more advantageous to have more sweepers than wards here, just because the enemy team is going to take a lot of the space ahead of time. Oh, and we see a zombie ward on Zed too, so that makes the Umbral Glaive a lot more valuable. We do have the 2 core on Maokai now, which makes these fights a little bit easier. Same with the Sejuani. She's almost finishing up her 3rd item here, so I don't know, guys. It's looking grim. It's looking grim. It's looking very great for Crayon Box. Looks like they're going to be camping in this bottom area. Let's see if they're able to fish any kills here. Very, very smart sapling by Give Me Scuttle in order to face check this area that they know they don't have a lot of control over. Here is the Soul Point. We have Renekton top lane with teleport. We have Yone top lane also with teleport. We're going to see how this fight plays out. We're going to watch Snake here. Snake has the most power to pop off in this fight. He did get Renata ulted, cleanses that almost instantly. He's still going for the Renata here in order to prevent that Renata W, I forget the name of it, from going off in these fights. But unfortunately, Looks like Edmonton lived for a little bit too long, and they weren't able to clean that up. And Neil will go down to the Varus Q. Is that blind? It was blind, I think. I think he was trying to hit Lulu. Alright, we're going to see Team Crownbox instantly teleporting to the Baron here. They're going to secure the Baron, and they're going to secure the Soul. And all they have left to do now is win the next team fight, and it could completely crack open the game. I don't think they can win off one fight at the current stage of the game. The respawn timers aren't quite long enough, but they will definitely expand their gold lead and make it very, very hard for Sims for Scuttle to come back. Oh, Yone's most definitely going to get picked here. There's no way for him to escape. He does not have his ultimate. He might Q3 over the wall here and actually get out. Never mind. Yone can do anything he wants. I forgot for a second. I'm not flaming Ace Vendetta, by the way. I'm not flaming anyone who plays Yone. I just don't like Yone. See both bot lanes grouped mid here, trying to stop this Baron siege as much as they can, although things are looking pretty neutral right now. We'll see how quickly this gets broken open. My bias is showing. That's all good, I don't really care. I'm allowed to pick a favorite team. And I do want Crownbox to win, but I want Sims for Scuttle to win more. It's nothing personal to Crownbox. I just have relations with some of the people on Sims for Scuttle. That's how it is. I don't have to be unbiased. I just have to fill the space. And we are seeing what we expect to see here, just pressuring from several lanes. We have the classic 1-3-1 situation going on here. 3 mid, 1 in each side lane, making it very, very hard to decide where they want to collapse on for Sims for Scuttle. It looks like Agu is going for the all-in here. Will get Yone ulted, and won't have enough Fury to get the heal off. He's going to flash away, but he will go down at some point. Silas is going to Zed ult the Zed, and then Zed is going to Zed ult the Silas and the ults. They're using the same ults. Looks like Agu will escape and be able to recall, help a little bit with the wave clear here. And I imagine Crownbox is going to get this inhibitor and dip out after this. Whoopsies. Excuse me. Are seeing the Varus will come out, but Edmonton's actually going to go down here. Vayne is going to get brainwashed into autoing the minions here and has to back off due to the threat of the crowd control from Crownbox here. He wants to go back. He wants to get his item. He wants to go back to full health so that way he can try to contest this final push that they have going on here. It's 3 versus 2. They do have the towers, but Crownbox has the Baron. And it looks like Agu will get picked off here. He has the stopwatch, but his healing will not be enough to sustain. Very, very big chunk of healing. Snake is getting off a lot of damage here. Condemn comes through. Yone is just autoing the tower with no worry of dying because he can just go back to Z. Vayne is getting clean autos off here. Lulu move speed is coming in clutch. That's going to be the Renata flash down. Now they somehow have to survive. I did not wish Yone lose, for the record. I never said that. I just don't like Yone. He is kind of fun to play, though. I mean, I don't disrespect you for playing the champion. I disrespect Riot for making the champion. Well, the Nexus is open. It's going to be tough for them to come back from this one. Elder Dragon is up in a minute 30. 30-minute game with less than 30 kills. We see Vayne posturing very aggressively here to try and make something happen. Potentially, she can bait out some cooldowns here. Sylas E is going to go wide. But Sylas will be using the Maokai ult. But 2 Maokai ults coming out. Kitties all across the Nexus. Yone coming in for an engage. Going to take a lot of damage, but he's going to be able to get out scot-free. Snake is doing his best to get in there and get in that DPS. But it looks like this game will be going to Crayon Box. Look at that Varus damage. That is crazy. Well played to both teams. I think they were both relatively close games. I think all the games today were pretty close, whether you want to agree or not. But regardless, like I said, no team will be eliminated today. There is always a loser's bracket, and those games are just as interesting as the games in the winner's bracket. And yeah, here's the damage charts so you guys can see everything. Very, very well played to both teams. All 4 teams, I really want to thank you guys for showing up, gearing up, and playing these games out. Thank you guys for all following the rules. And thank you to all of you who have tuned in. That'll be it for the stream for the day. Those are all the matches we have. Tomorrow on Sunday, we will be playing at 2 CST, the same time as today. And the following team will play at 4 p.m. CST as well. So please tune in, cheer on your teammates, cheer on your friends. It'll be all the same teams playing, I believe. Hang on, let me look at the tournament bracket. We'll look at this. Nope, this is not my setup. 1 second. I told you guys this one was going to be scuffed. Give me a sec. Where's my information? Where's my information? It's in tournament announcements. Let's just pull up the rules sheet. Let's pull up the rules sheet. Hang on. Yeah, GG's. Well played to everybody. We're going to look at the format now. So yes, it is going to be all 4 teams playing once again tomorrow. And then tomorrow, the loser of the yellow series, which will be the loser's bracket game. The loser of the loser's bracket game will be eliminated from the tournament. So if you guys are interested to see who that is, please tune in tomorrow. And then next week, we'll be starting again on the 10th, or on the 16th, sorry. We will have 1 more elimination on the 16th. And, well, potentially 2 eliminations. And then if the loser's bracket team wins against the winner's bracket team, they will play a second best of 5 in order to follow the double elimination rules. Yeah, I should have this in dark mode, but I don't know how. I'm sorry. I'm just going to close it. You guys can look at Azel. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy.